Hi, everybody. Welcome to FNS Wrestling Podcast, episode 200. What are we at? 97. I'm back down in the basement. Jack is still in his residence room at university. We're going to talk about another week of professional wrestling where we focus on AEW Dynamite, NXT, a little bit of WWE main roster, some banter, some trivia, some news, all that stuff. Always timestamps available to you if you'd like to jump ahead to any specific segment. So, my son, you're sitting there drinking a bubble tea?
No, just it's that Starbucks drink I used to get.
Oh, Starbucks. I thought it was from milk tea for a second there. I was confused. And I'm drinking my coffee. I've got, we're actually recording this on Saturday, the 28th of March. So I think we've got SmackDown under our belt. What are you reaching for there? What are you showing me?
So I went to Chumley's downtown yesterday.
Yes.
And so I took my Hunger Games Blu-rays and traded them in.
Yeah.
So I got like the price knocked down for it because I got the steelbook versions instead.
Okay. That's cool.
So they're basically just like metal case versions of Blu-rays. And then I also bought both Jumanjis because I don't know, I wanted to.
Did you end up, you sent me a picture of the Princess Bride book.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to see that? I can like get
you did get it?
Yeah. I'll show you.
Was it expensive?
Maybe.
Oh my God. Because we both love Princess Bride, so. There's a view of his fridge in his res room there.
You would think it's cool though, because like it's
would.
Big, like
it's the book the guy reads from, right?
Yeah, and like
Peter Falk.
The pages look kind of old and stuff.
Nice.
Like, so it's pretty cool. It was like $50, but whatever.
I was with the dads down the street watching the Blue Jays opener, which they won in exciting fashion.
I think Hancock was there.
Richard and Sam were there too.
Yeah.
Exciting game. They walked it off in the 9th inning, won it in the 9th.
I know what that means.
Right. And so anyways, short story long, some of the dads got talking about Princess Bride for some reason.
Yeah, we should I'd watch that anytime pretty much. I think I have that in my Blu-ray drawer somewhere.
Because Mike hadn't really seen it, which is crazy.
Wait till I come back sometime, then I'll watch that with you guys.
We tried to watch it in his garage, but he's like, I need to watch it again because it was like, when you try and watch it in a group and people are having
Yeah, we actually, my friends have done that with Princess Bride here too. Or like we just watched the second Fear Street again last night because a couple of my friends hadn't seen it, and we've been trying to watch that for months.
You center yourself in your camera a bit somehow. Move your. There you go. So your brother went to a sleepover last night.
He was snapping me from somewhere. Yeah, that makes sense.
He was watching. So he's getting into horror films. Guess what he watched last night?
It
Saw, which is like.
It's not even
a bad one in terms of like.
Yeah.
So he seems to be getting on board the horror train at this point.
I don't really do that.
Me either, but he seems to like it a bit. So I told him Mike is an absolute expert in that field.
Yeah,
so
he would be.
If he wants to talk to somebody about what he should watch, then that's what he should do. I don't know. Snow's gone, but it's freezing cold still here. I don't know about where you are.
It was decent yesterday. It looked really nice out, and I was downtown, so obviously it's like. It looks nice, but it's just really windy.
It looked nice. Exactly same. I got up. I'm like, oh, it's sunny and bright out and dry. And then I look at the temperature, and with the wind chill, it's minus 18.
And when I came back from downtown, I like walked to my room with my jacket. And like, so usually by the time I get to my room with the jacket on, I'm a little hot.
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh, okay, I want Starbucks. So I decided to go to Starbucks. But I got cocky and decided to not walk without a jacket.
Idiot.
My hands got a little cold. Other than that, I was okay-ish. But like.
Yeah, I biked to Mike's last night, but that's a really quick trip.
Time I went to. I think what day was it when I went? I don't remember, but I went to the sketchier Walmart, and then there's the mall and the chapters on the street. That's when I got the Princess Bride. I also they had one of the Funkos from the mall show.
Yeah.
Of like this Mandalorian girl, and so I was like, then I asked if they had any more. So I managed to get Rook Cass, which is like this Mandalorian, and then I got Maul from the show. So I've got 2 down. I'm gonna try to get all the Funkos from that show.
Nice.
It's the Darth Maul show. Basically one more week. So
that's right. One more week of waiting, and then you get to go. You missed Comic-Con, eh? It just happened last weekend, I think.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of tracks. It's usually on the March break weekend.
Mike and the girls went, and Sadie
I'll probably go to Expo because that one's in August, and that one's bigger and also more accessible.
Sadie was in full Batman gear the whole day. Apparently, she loved it. She had so much. And Mike's a big people person or a people watcher, so there's no better place than.
There is no better place. I was just talking to my friend about like that's the only place I'll see like furries and those kinds of people I don't want to see.
Yeah, they're abundant at places like that. But
that's unfortunate.
Anything else you want to discuss before we dive into wrestling? All right, let's do it. Our first segment every week, you know what it is. It's some of the week's wrestling news and rumors. The first news item I have is that WWE is reported to be adding a major stipulation to the expected match between McIntyre and Fatu. I don't know if they've officially announced it yet. Have you heard what it's supposed to be?
Unsanctioned.
Oh, is that it?
I know, isn't it exciting?
No, that is not that exciting. I thought I heard it might be Hell in a Cell.
I did hear Hell in a Cell match is still on the table, yeah.
But it is, I will say, only included it because it's one of the matches that's probably going to be on the Mania card that I might actually be interested in a little bit because I like both of those guys. And
I like both of them, but the feud feels pretty uninspired, and I'm also still not happy with how they treated McIntyre.
yeah,
So, I don't know. That's more interesting than like some of the other matches, but that doesn't. It's like I don't care.
the match itself could be good. I just don't, and I really like Fatu, and I just never see him because I don't watch anything SmackDown, right? So
I can't even be bothered to like I just can't.
yeah. So I don't know. Fatu's been interfering with McIntyre, right? I think in one of his championship matches, and
yeah, and he also
they brawled.
McIntyre won the title, so McIntyre didn't even beat Cody clean,
right? All that stuff.
Got it. I'll talk about this one because people love to bag on AEW when it's low, but not when they're up.
Yeah.
Despite competition last week from March Madness and then this week from baseball, I think they've been averaging like mid 700 range.
Great.
For Dynamite.
Pretty solid numbers for them.
730 range for the first week. Like,
yeah.
I wish the viewership was for like the great episodes we were getting in the last couple months because like last week was not the strongest effort. But regardless, I do love to see a strong viewership for them, especially because like people love to crow about them like going under 500K, right? Or whatever it was. So I was surprised to see that number, but it's always a good thing.
It is. I'm happy for them. I don't know if you saw this one. Kind of could be cool for us. Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling got a weekly TV series on TSN.
I did see that, yeah.
So they're going to have a weekly show called MLP.
That was one of the ones I had. We were just talking about no overlap.
MLP Mayhem, apparently it's called. It's going to.
I think they've already run a show under that name.
I think it sounded familiar to me as well. They're going to premiere in July, air across the country of Canada. I don't know about American access. Sorry, American.
I don't care about American
listeners. And the first round of taping, I was hoping it'd be closer to us. It's in Windsor in June. So obviously not a live show. They'll tape a bunch, release a bunch, tape some more. But at some point, it might be closer to us to go and watch.
Yeah, I was thinking like it's pretty cool for them. I know like a little while back they're trying to sign people to contracts to kind of get away from the indie promotion type thing.
So this is a step in that direction.
Another step in that direction, right? And like I do like the idea of having a somewhat major company in.
Me too.
Based in Canada, because I think the closest thing we have is like Smash, but even then they're an indie. They're just the biggest indie around, right?
And we enjoyed. We went to an MLP show and we had a good time.
Yeah, I would go again, obviously, because they're the biggest company that's going to be based out of here.
Yeah, so I'm glad they're gaining traction, and that's a pretty big step to be on TSN. That's a huge network here, so good for them.
That's what Dynamite's on, at least for Canada, right?
I mean, we'll see what their time slot is, but
to keep on MLP related stuff, Josh Alexander officially out with knee injury now, because I know that was kind of like the speculation based on the Collision taping last week, and that is confirmed now. Not known how long he'll be out. Hopefully not too long.
He's the champion, right?
He is the MLP champion. Yeah, so that's why hopefully it doesn't last long. And I mean, they do have more champions now because they have tag team champions,
right? Which I was thrilled about.
The Good Brothers,
yeah, which is my all-time favorite. I just watched someone.
I was really hoping it would be Goa because Goa were in that match. I was like, that'd be cool for them.
I just watched.
They kind of have a working thing with AEW.
Somebody's video on Festus recently. Speaking of the Good Brothers,
because I think it was last night they did that joint show with ROH.
Yeah,
and then tonight I think they're doing like their show. I think it's Uprising. I don't know.
Yeah,
they still have like it's weird because they have their own MLP titles, but they also have like that PWA belt, the Champions Grail. I still hate that name. Every time it's like they have to be like Rohan Raj is the PWA Champions Grail holder. I'm like,
oh, I forgot he's there. He's cool too.
A stupid name. Like he's the holder of the Champions Grail. You can't just call him like the champion. Like why does it have to be that? It's just a terrible name.
It is a little clunky.
It's a terrible name for that, but whatever. I think he's facing Stu Grayson.
Oh, nice.
So that's cool. We love Stu Grayson.
We do love Stu Grayson. Speaking of injuries, because your last one was injury related, Lexis King isn't cleared for action. I've just felt like he was being positioned as maybe not wrestling that much as part of Birthright, but
There's no way they would do that.
apparently he took a hard knee strike to the face in an 8-man tag on a live event. So he was not.
Oh no, never mind. I didn't then.
He was not cleared to compete, but I'm okay with that because I'd kind of rather see the other guys in that group than him at this point. So it didn't bother me, but hopefully he's fine.
That's fair. You love Lexus King.
You know I do. In the role he's in right now, he's okay.
Tony Storm's proposed year-long absence.
9-month injury.
Apparently not due to injury. Yeah, it's so funny because I think it was later in the day you were texting me with this, speculating about it.
Yes.
And I had already put this in my news,
Yeah.
and I had already speculated the exact thing that you told me. I was like, so we're just again one of those times. But the wording's very weird in saying like that it's not an injury, but they also don't say what it is. So it made me think that she's pregnant.
So it's March right now.
Yes.
They're saying not an injury.
So we're already 3 months in the year. 9 months is the rest of the year, right?
Probably out till 2027, right? Which is 9 months away. So
obviously news outlets wouldn't want to break this before she does. So obviously you have to have like that discretion, right?
Yes.
And like that secrecy. So it makes sense. But it would easily explain why she's gone for so long. Like Naomi, remember she announced her pregnancy after SummerSlam and she's been gone. She's still gone, right? It would also explain, I think, why the Dynamite switch came about so suddenly, because who knows when she found out. My guess is she found out after Revolution because she had the match fine. I don't think you'd want to have that match if you knew, right? So my guess is like she found out Monday or Tuesday. They had to do the quick pivot to Mina for Dynamite, right?
Yep.
So like it does kind of all line up because they announced the Storm Shafir match pretty quick after Revolution. Remember, because I was like complaining about.
Yes,
I think they announced it on the show, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, they clearly there's no way they knew on Sunday. So I'm imagining she either found out Monday, Tuesday, or communicated it Monday, Tuesday, which probably both, I would assume.
And it turns out, like at the time, I thought, oh man, what terrible timing to bring in Rousey, because it clearly looked like she was going in a feud with like the hottest woman in wrestling, and then it's like, no, she was just there as a one-off.
Well, I'll piggyback off of mine again with more on Ronda Rousey. Apparently, she's not on a deal.
Right.
Hopefully, I'm hoping it stays that way.
Yeah.
And it's now said to be like it was a one-off thing to promote her fight with Gina Carano and be like kind of an FU to TKO. I was saying to you, like,
it was a spite appearance.
So we were, because remember we were like when we were reviewing Revolution, we were kind of confused, like, because I was under the impression her fight already happened. I thought it had. Apparently not, because I think the deal fell through with UFC, so now they're doing it under a different promotion. And so I guess she's just trying to like stick to TKO, which I mean, I don't like her, and I know she doesn't like wrestling, but I do kind of find that amusing.
Yeah, that's funny, for sure. Oh, it's me. Sorry. I only have one more, I guess, since you're going to talk about some SmackDown, so I'll push, or Raw, I'll push that. Did you see Tama Tonga faced some fine from the WWE? Apparently,
it's pretty hefty.
I heard like could have been like $250,000 or something, which sounds insane to me. But
I don't know. I don't put it past this company.
He was sharing backstage material without approval. Apparently, he posted some things from rehearsal that exposes the business, brother. So
right,
yeah,
as if we don't know.
Right. So I don't know if he just a fine. Apparently, I don't know. I don't even know if he's prominently featured because I don't really watch that show.
Yeah, his group are feuding with the Wyatts over
an MFT or whatever it is. Good for them.
Yeah,
congratulations.
They stole Lantern.
Oh, I did make a note of that for worst feud because I've even just heard about it.
Pretty terrible.
And it's like
I haven't heard one person like it.
Win a match for the Lantern just gets stolen right back. Sort of is what I'm hearing. Yeah.
Well, a lot of people get upset over stolen things, like Mr. Gargano.
That's right. Hey, well, he'll come up.
That's a whole stupid thing.
Yeah, I was amused.
You shouldn't.
I know, but I was. We'll get there. I'm done. I'm tapped out.
Hall of Fame related ones. You see who's inducted to the celebrity wing?
I did. I'm pretty sure. Rodman?
Right. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Rodman.
I did see Rodman.
I think it makes sense because they inducted like Andy Kaufman a couple years back, who he had that feud with Lawler in Memphis. So like it makes sense for like a wrestling related celebrity. I'm surprised. Like I don't think they've done Mr. T or Cyndi Lauper. Those ones feel like the ones they should do.
He certainly won't appeal to a young generation. I don't think. I don't even know if they'll know who he is, but people have.
I saw one that I liked where Mark Henry said that Jim Johnston should be inducted. He's the guy who's like
music guy. Yeah,
back. Like absolutely, the amount of themes that he's done that I like.
Yeah,
household ones.
For sure.
That one tracks.
Yep.
And then last one is they're inducting Bad News Brown and Sid this year, which
That's cool.
feels like some cool
Bad
picks.
News Brown was cool, man. I don't know.
They're both being inducted into the Legacy Wing, though, which I saw someone bring up as weird because usually the Legacy Wing is for someone like I forget the example they gave, but like someone who hasn't really wrestled in the WWE. Like I was seeing like Briscoe brothers, you know what I
Sure.
mean?
Yeah.
Some like for example, they never really wrestle in WWE or like I don't like it's hard to think of examples because I'm not like an NWA guy, but who is?
Nobody.
But like it's weird because like Sid's had a legacy in WWE.
Definitely.
It's not even you could maybe make the argument he was majority a WCW guy, but like he was still like a two-time champion
Right.
in WWE. He still had like notable feuds and moments. He main evented Mania 8.
Yeah, when he was there, he was super visible.
So like I'm glad he's getting inducted and it's certainly like deserved. It's just the legacy wing feels weird because like he's had enough of a tenure in WWE to justify just being in it. Bad News Brown, maybe he was also in WWE, but he didn't like win anything. So if he was a legacy wing for like being Bad News Allen somewhere else, that's maybe makes more sense.
He was a great mid-card heel back in.
Didn't he win that random
day.
Battle Royal?
He
that
did.
One time? And then Bret Hart beat him up.
Yeah, what was his finisher? I forget. Anyways,
Fatal Blaster? Was
it
that him?
I want to say that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
and
right?
it was a kick, wasn't it? Like just an enziguri, I think.
I think so, right?
I think so.
I seem to. I know Gail Pass was someone at that time.
Yeah,
I want to say it was him. It was either him or like someone like Junkyard Dog or something like that. But no, Junkyard Dog was.
it
like,
does
the
say it's a
thumb
ghetto
power.
blaster. Yeah.
So I would assume it's the Inzaguri then.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. All right, that's it for news.
I believe so.
Time to get deep diving into some wrestling. It's our favorite thing every week. We're going to take a look at this past Wednesday's episode of AEW Dynamite. So again, we watched Dynamite in separate locations this week. We have not spoken.
So really recently.
Haven't spoken very much about it. Yeah, I finished the main event this morning and then watched a bunch at like 1 a.m. last night after I got home from throwing darts.
Well, because I was like, oh crap, I still have half the show to watch, and you're just like, oh, I have to watch the whole show.
So I was hoping for a rebound. I was not a fan of I'll never hate Dynamite because it's always like,
no, but it was definitely a low one, yeah.
And I feel like that as after sort of looking at things after we recorded, that seemed to be sort of the consensus. Is people,
I did feel like this was a bit of a rebound.
It was hard to deny last week's main event was a disappointment, right? With Romero and like.
It's like I felt like this week too. I'll say like obviously Roosh is no main event either, but I'd rather see someone like Roosh than RPG Vice.
That may be 100% of a comment coming up at the end of this for me.
Like
yeah, basically,
at least Roosh has like way more upside. And it's like at least we know Roosh isn't like a loser.
And I really just enjoy watching him wrestle.
Yeah, I'd love watching.
Whereas Romero, I have trouble even paying attention because it's not even that he's bad. It's just I have zero interest.
I always like kind of like Beretta, but like
it's like I have some personal grudge with Rocky Romero, but I don't. I just like I hear his name, he's on the screen, I'm like out.
For that is how I feel generally.
And thankfully this week
I'm gonna make fun of his musical work too later.
Yes, there wasn't much of him this week at least. That's for sure. All right, go ahead, talk to me about it.
We kick off with the Omega Swerve rematch, which is number one contendership versus EVP status.
Already after this match, maybe putting this show ahead of last week, honestly, because the big match last week was the coffin match, which really disappointed me.
That's fair,
right? So this was a take.
I would like. Depending on how the year goes, I feel like coffin match could be in the worst of, not for like being outright terrible, but like on the AEW curve.
Correct.
It's definitely on the low end, right?
Correct.
And I think given that I don't really watch anything other than AEW, and even still AEW's most of what you watch, I would say
vast majority.
Still worth mentioning.
I agree.
Right? Like
just the expectation versus reality we got.
Yeah,
from it,
absolutely. I think given who's involved with the feud, the dog's not winning, right?
Yeah.
Which we rectified this week, thankfully.
Correct.
But yeah, like it just I was thinking about that a couple days ago, that like given the state of, I would say generally the state of AEW has been really great the last year or so, right? I think it kind of changes what the worst of is going to have to be.
I think
it's
so
either
too.
going to be like if main roster NXT is really like shitting the bed, like that Ricky Saint segment, absolutely.
It's a winner. That's winning.
But with AEW, like you got to consider just like what's not that great compared to what's usually great, right? Like, that kind of stuff. What I did think was great here, though, is did you notice? I know you didn't. Did you notice Thor's ring gear?
No.
Okay.
Of course not.
It's a near carbon copy of the tights that Omega wore when he lost the world title.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The only differences
Little
are that
Easter
like
egg for you.
Swerve logo are on. He has like the Swerve logo on his ass and then on his knee pad.
Wow. Okay.
Like the tights are basically the exact same as Omega's ring gear when he lost to Hangman
Yeah.
at Full Gear 2021, I think.
Yeah.
So I think that was kind of a neat dig. I did really like that.
Did not notice. I think I remember thinking his gear looked cool, but I didn't know it
It
was a
is. I do
reference
like it. It's nice.
to anything specific.
Anyways, Excalibur also mentions they're not far from the location where Omega lost his world title.
Right.
So that's just kind of a funny coincidence. But I do like the ring gear for Swerve. Omega seats Swerve on a chair against the barricade, does like a big run up for a V trigger. Omega wins out in a strike exchange, then we get a V trigger to the back with Swerve being like prone in the corner. Avalanche back suplex from Swerve, strike exchange, 2 Snapdragons from Omega. We get a battle on the apron. Swerve grabs the ref's shirt to like obstruct their vision. We get a mule kick, low blow. Pile driver on the barricade from Swerve, which is something he tends to do semi regularly. That always looks great. Double foot stomp to Omega's back while he's kind of like draped in between the ropes. And that gets followed up right with a Swerve stomp for a near fall. Swerve avoids a powerbomb from Omega, does that like power slam from a power bomb that he does, which always looks cool. That he needs to name so I don't have to like explain it every time.
I know.
Um, Swerve, he goes to like mock the V trigger setup. Omega gets up, Swerve with a slap, then Omega with a V trigger, rain trigger, another V trigger. Those all look pretty spot on. I thought.
Did.
Goes for a one wing angel. Swerve gets out. We get a vertebreaker in the ring for 2. Misses a Swerve stomp, another V trigger, another V trigger, and we get one wing angel, and Omega picks up the win. I was surprised this started things off, but given like that Omega pops up in the show again, I guess it kind of is the only logical option.
It should be the main event, but you're right.
It should be the main event, but I'm not mad at how they did it. If it's not going to be the main event, put it as the opener, right? It was a strong opener. However, I really do feel like it was inferior to their first match.
It was.
Like I'd liked this. It's just I couldn't help but feeling I enjoyed the first one more, which like that one felt like it had some more to it, even though like Swerve was still a babyface at that time and like only leaned heel towards the end of the match. So it's kind of weird how that works. This was good, but like given the heel turn from Swerve and the big stakes involved, I expected more. And I wish this had maybe taken up more of the first hour. Like been one of those kind of like marathon Dynamite matches we get every once in a while. Or like I wish it was a pay-per-view match. I get they wanted to do Omega MJF at Dynasty, which will be great, and I'm excited for that. I wish they could have postponed that till Double or Nothing, and maybe we do either MJF Darby or MJF someone else at Dynasty, so we could do Omega Swerve at Dynasty, because I think they really deserve a pay-per-view match, and maybe we'll still get that. Maybe at Double or Nothing, maybe Swerve gets involved at Dynasty, right? But I do hope we get a pay-per-view match between them at some point. It was still a really strong match, especially for TV, just not their best one, I thought.
It was really good match, a great opener, very strong TV match, but I think like the stipulation of the EVP thing kind of made it clear to me that Omega wasn't losing.
I agree. I did think we were talking about that right after. Like, I think if we were to pick this, I would be uncertain, but definitely leaning towards Omega.
So it killed a little bit of the drama because it didn't seem like we were set up for like a Swerve as an EVP storyline to me.
I thought there was some potential because like his whole thing was like he wanted to protect his title shot and everything and stuff like this. So I thought it would have been interesting. But I also didn't see it that Swerve would. My thing was I didn't think Swerve would be facing MJF because it's heel on heel. MJF's like the mega heel and Swerve just turned mega heel again. So it's like it wasn't the time, right?
I do love that Swerve's added the vertebreaker, seems to be in his moveset now, which is a crazy looking move. Really good TV match. And again, I like the first one better as well, but this was a great way to start a show, especially coming off like I didn't really enjoy last week. So, okay, we're starting with Swerve and Omega in the opener this week. So, yeah, it was a very entertaining match for sure.
Yeah. We get like just what amounts to a highlight reel, Darby doing crazy stuff. We got
just in case you forgot all the insane stuff he's done, right? And it is kind of eye-opening to see it all laid out for you one after the other. Like, how is he still able-bodied is a great question at this point.
Yeah, it was cool. I don't know. I like highlights him as a company guy and also how insane he is.
It feels like this combined with the match, the main event, as well as them pointing out that he's on like a 7-match win streak. It feels like they're really heating him up right now, right?
I like that.
Yeah, of course.
I was always kind of I'm still happy with how it ended up. I'm always a little disappointed that we didn't do the Death Riders Darby thing, like the NWO Sting storyline. I thought that would have been really cool. At the end of the day, I'm still happy Hangman got another title run, especially
I
now.
forgot you were
Um,
pitching that, and it made so much sense too,
right? Like
really.
I was pitching that pretty much from the beginning
You
of the Death
were.
Riders, right? Like I was, and it seemed like they were doing that too. It's like, okay, we're gonna take him out after the C2, and he's gonna be gone for a bit because he's climbing Mount Everest. That's like the perfect chance to have him gone for a while,
Correct.
and then he can start appearing in the stands. And it just didn't come
No.
about. And I'm not mad because I thought the Hangman story was so great. And honestly, I don't know if I would trade that Hangman Mox match for anything because that was such a awesome, like cathartic ending to a
It
show,
was.
match, everything, right? But part of me will always be kind of disappointed that that pitch never panned out 'cause, like, it just made so much sense, and Sting had retired, so, like, it would've been a cool homage to him, and it's like, it
Yes.
would've been a cool homage to, like, one of the greatest wrestling things that, like at least stories that they've ever done. Because I know the ending, WCW kinda whiffed it, but at least, like, the story they were telling with Sting
It made a
was there,
lot of
right?
sense, especially with
Yeah.
Darby's relationship with Sting and the whole
Right.
deal, like, it
And, like,
was
Death Riders being, like,
right there.
this heel faction
Mhm.
holding the world title hostage, running roughshod over the, roster. Because I remember I love the Death Riders most when they had just formed and they were, like they would hold the ring and just take out everybody. That I thought was the coolest. You had, like, all these mid-card baby faces swarming the ring and, like, just getting held off by Death Riders, right? And, like, you had Evil Uno cutting, like, fired up promos backstage and, like,
And
Top
Darby
Flight.
Allin's in the rafters, like, they were
Yeah.
clearly going for it, you
It
know?
would have made so much sense. So that one always
I
disappointed
almost feel
me.
like it was the plan and
Right?
they tweaked, they
Maybe
changed.
Everest threw a wrench in that
Maybe.
plan. I don't know, but or maybe they were hoping to do Osprey or Hangman, right? Like
Yeah, could
I
be.
don't know, but I always hope we could do. I mean, maybe one day a heel faction because Darby's still young.
Yeah,
We could have another heel faction come along where we could do that.
you could.
I do hope at some point we could do that because I think that'd be really cool to do. But yeah. Anyways, I would like to see Darby get the belt finally.
Mhm.
I just don't know. It doesn't feel like the time because I've
I
seen people
know.
say I feel like the all in match is one of two things. It's either MJF Osprey or Omega Osprey for the title.
I agree.
Um, I lean towards MJF personally.
And I think you've been focusing so much and we've really enjoyed it on, like, this 6 or whatever guys who want the title, and Darby hasn't been one of those guys, right? So you
To be
kinda
fair, neither is Osprey, and Osprey's still not in the world title
That's
mix
true.
yet.
That's true.
But
He's got business
I
to
don't
take care
mind
of
Darby
first.
being in the world title mix. It's just I do want him to win the title. It's just I feel like the perfect time was last year.
Mhm. I agree.
So we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Anyways, then we get speaking of the devil, it's an Osprey promo. He says he has a problem with Pac and anybody around Moxley. If Pac wants to remain loyal to Mox, he'll handle him as well. Mox putting him in timeout is funny language. And he says like, "Is that how you talk to your daughter?" And he must have been hanging around his kid because he says he owes Mox thanks for the time bonding with his son, but it'll never replace the fear his son had to see. Mox may have reasons for snapping his neck in front of his countrymen and his family, but for that, he will alter Mox's life like what was done to him, and he wants a match at Dynasty. Really straightforward and serious promo for an Osprey promo, which I liked. It was a little different. He always does a great job just like making things feel real, though, right? So I like that, and I'm super excited for him versus Pac and him versus Mox. Those are two great matches to get. We don't know this yet, but him and Mox is non-title,
Mhm.
which is odd.
It is odd. But I think he's slotted for bigger things probably.
I agree. I think it's odd. Then I kind of mentioned this to you, I think, or maybe I wrote down either or. It makes me annoyed that we didn't give the belt to Takeshita then.
Mhm.
I think we should have done that.
I thought this was really strong. I saw it twice actually because I stopped watching after that and went out, and then when I came back, it had left off at that point, so I just watched it again. He has come so far in his promo abilities. He really, even ending by pointing at the scar in his neck where they went through to do his surgery. It's good. It's a good intensity. He's really believable.
Yeah,
And it's a simple
that's what he is, right? He's always believable.
it's a simple story, like they're using his major injury, giving Mox credit for that, and this is what he needs to overcome before he can go on his title quest. So it kind of makes sense. And you could almost see his eyes welling up, like he was
Yeah.
in the moment and doing such a good job of making it believable.
Mhm.
I thought it was really strong.
That's what I mean. Like I like that I think that Mox is just going to be like his first feud back before he goes to the world title scene. But then, like again, Mox shouldn't have the Continental title. Then
Right.
it kind of it doesn't make sense to me. I feel like
It's never a great look that a guy doesn't want you know what I mean? That he's not demanding it be for the title, that he's
I
just
can
fine with
understand,
it.
like, he's locked in, maybe he's laser focused at getting the world title instead, but, like, it always does feel odd, right?
It
Like,
doesn't help the belt.
we just kinda saw it with Andrade and Bandito.
Right.
That
Yes.
kinda thing.
Yeah.
Then we get Death Riders in action. It's them against Skyflight, which is a mixed trios match. So it was Mox, Garcia, Shafir against Top Flight and Zeta Steel.
Right.
Top Flight are Minnesota boys, so this makes sense now, I guess.
It does. That is probably the only reason it makes sense, to be honest. Yeah.
Also, because like it's an enhancement match, so then it also makes sense
Right.
that Top Flight,
Right.
which is mean, but it's true.
It's true.
Zeta Steel to her diving Hurricane to Shafir. Top Flight get a solid flurry in on Mox, then they take him out of the ring. Dante drop kicks Garcia off the apron. Steel takes out Shafir. We get stereo, like the triple suicide dives from the Skyflight, so that was neat. Crowd's at least hyped for the hometown boys.
They
so
were
already a better crowd than last week,
right.
Which I noted, so I thought that was nice at least. And if they're gonna get a match in the hometown lose, at least they're getting good reaction, I thought.
Yep.
Shafir tries to stop Dante from tagging out, but he hits a jumping Insiguri to her, which that caught me off guard. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then he tags out to Zeta Steel for the hot tag. We got Mox and Shafir. They look like they're setting up for a doomsday device on Zeta Steel, which is there's no way that was ever gonna happen.
No.
She fights out and like shoves Shafir in the corner. Like Mox gets crushed up there. Top flight with some tag offense on Garcia. Yuta distracts the rest, so Daniels tries to take him out, but he eats a Busaiku knee. Then Yuta takes a suicide dive from Zeta Steel. The finish comes when Garcia locks Darius in the Dragon Tamer, and he kind of has him there until Mox and Shafir take out the other two. Mox the curb stomp to Darius. Garcia covers him, gets the win. Death Riders win. Mox grabs a mic and tells Ospreay it's not nice to say mean things about people on TV. He says he knows Ospreay's upset, but whatever issue he has, it isn't personal. But if Ospreay wants a big fat grudge match at Dynasty, he's got it. And he says, until then, don't let your mouth get you into trouble. And I kind of like the way he was talking here. It's a little like, I don't know if condescending is the right word, but I kind of like the tone Mox had.
Certainly like an implied threat there at the end.
Yeah, I liked it. It was like an underlying threat kind of deal.
I thought that the match itself was solid. It got Top Flight in front of their hometown crowd, which is nice.
Yeah, and it gets Moxley out there to respond to
I think that was, it was really like, hey, we need a match.
It was a fun enough enhancement match, though.
And I thought we got a bunch of Zeta Steel in this, and she looked fine.
She looked solid, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd never seen her because she was only ever on like Evolve in WWE, so I hadn't seen her, but I thought she was solid. And like Top Flight are always fun enough, right? They never really win or do anything important, so I never get invested in that much, but like I like seeing them in enhancement matches because they are fun to watch, and Dante is still a freak athlete.
Yes.
So I thought like they were kind of fun to watch. I thought Mox's promo was solid after, and he really does feel like he's just kind of slotted back in that heel role.
Absolutely. Like they've just
I don't mind it because Moxley and Death Riders, or sorry, Blackpool, either or, he's always been good at just kind of being what he needs to be and making it work. And I'm not saying it doesn't work. It's just kind of interesting that like he was mega heel for Death Riders for like a year, and then babyface kind of happened just because the crowd wanted to. I was like, oh, okay, sure, they're gonna turn heel on him. They haven't still, and now he's kind of leaning back. Although I could see it as something kind of similar to when Swerve lost the world title to Danielson. He kind of operated heel for that feud alone, and then kind of reverted back. So I could see Moxley kind of doing that, and then maybe he goes back face, and then if they're gonna turn on him, then it happens, right?
Could be.
But it's just kind of interesting that he's just kind of like slotted back already.
He is already.
Then we get Young Bucks promo. They haven't slept since Revolution. They're getting back up, and they still want the 4th tag title, and they're gonna take out anybody they need to. This was really simple, so I don't really have a lot to say. That's just me generally summarizing it because it's not that important. It's just like, hey, we're still going for the titles, and that TLC match has to be the end game still, I think.
And they're like, I find them to be not natural baby faces despite their style and whatever. So these little things of like, hey, we're really baby faces now. Because I personally, I don't find them likable in a lot of ways, despite being awesome in the ring and whatever. So I think these little things.
I think I do find them likable just because I know they're great wrestlers.
They need these little reminders that, yep, we're baby faces, even though we're kind of obnoxious dudes. We're good guys now. I think that's all this was.
We're changed for the better.
Yeah.
Then we get Mike Bailey and Rocky Romero.
Why is my note?
Just enhance Speedball. Hey,
Give Bailey a win.
At least we're getting Speedball a win, and it's in like the middle of the show.
Yes.
This is how you use Rocky Romero.
I guess.
This is how you use Rocky Romero.
I guess.
Rapid kicks an Inzaguri from Speedball, then triangle moonsault to the floor. Romero does that taunt. Speedball nails a crescent kick. Kick in the corner, ultimate weapon. Speedball wins.
Did not nail the ultimate weapon, though.
No, it was
A
okay.
little glancing.
Nothing enhancement match, but Speedball gets another win, so yay.
And Bailey gets to be the bigger man in a match, possibly, which I don't know if that ever happens. So I don't know why this had to happen. It gets Bailey a win, which is
I
cool.
just like getting Speedball another win. That's fine.
But stick this on Collision or something, you know? I don't know. It's fine. Good for Bailey.
It is fine. Then we get a recap of MJF Hangman, that nonsense, and then we get to hear from MJF. He says not only is he the world champion, but he's the man that hanged the Hangman. And thanks to him, the anxious flannel cowboy can never ever
A
says
lot of evers.
16 times
Yeah.
challenge for the world title again. I did think it was a nice heel tactic because the crowd did get like pretty.
Oh yeah, he went to the
riled
point
up
of
by
like
that at the end.
Family Guy annoyance where they repeat things for
Yeah.
so long, and you're
I
like,
thought it
okay.
worked. He says Hangman didn't put up much of a fight and it was the easiest match of his career.
Yeah,
He
funny.
says the facts are he still holds the top prize in the business and nobody deserves it more than him. He's better than you and you know it. He deserves to double dip in catchphrases, so he says nobody's on the level of the devil. But then Omega's music hits and he walks out. They have a stare down and Omega gets a mic. Omega says he must be excused for his attire and smell because he just had a match, but he asks MJF what his excuse is. He mocks MJF and says he's been parading around like he beat the best champion AEW has had with ease. And he says at the height of his badness, he never claimed to be a god like MJF does. That might be true because I'm pretty sure Callis was the one who always said it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's true. He says he wasn't able to beat Swerve the first time, but it taught him a lesson that what happens outside the ring and in the back and everywhere else is just as important as what's in the ring. He says losing to Swerve taught him not to fall for any hijinks MJF has to offer, and he's 100% right now. So he's probably better than MJF, and it's okay if the fans know it, but the most important part is that MJF knows it too. He says they should make it official and see who the better man is at Dynasty. MJF says he's on, but does not want a handshake, and he leaves.
Mm-hmm. A good first interaction now that Kenny's officially the #1 contender. And I think the whole MJF deserves a second catchphrase is because they're really trying to get this God versus devil thing here. And the only part about to nitpick that bugs me is Omega's kind of a white meat baby face. And he's trying to play it off. He's reluctant to refer to himself as the wrestling God.
But you got to embrace it a bit, I think.
That's how they want to try and build the match, right? Is the devil versus God. So it's just a weird spot to put your baby face in.
I think next week he just needs to kind of embrace it.
Yeah, a little bit as well, I think. So yeah, a good interaction. It's going to be an awesome match. So
I could see it next week that MJF's he's gonna do his usual shtick and spat off a bunch of insults and whatever. I think he needs to push Omega to the point where he's like, you know what? Yeah, I am a wrestling god.
Yes.
I think that's the natural progression. So I think this is, like you said, it's a good start. And I like the MJF gloating about being Hangman, and the easy double line did make me giggle because it reminds me of when he would be exhausted, with an oxygen tank after beating Osprey or dancing, he'd be like easy dub. So I thought that was kind of funny.
That's his thing, yeah.
Yeah. I thought the exchange with Omega is pretty straightforward, but I don't mind this feud is going to be more like that since we just had an ultra personal feud with Hangman. Omega's whole thing is his whole thing this year is he's feeling 100%. He feels better than ever, and he wants the title again. And MJF's the one that has it. So if that's all the feud is going to be, that's all it needs to be, right?
Yep.
I do think the God versus Devil thing is a solid thing to add on to it, but I only think that works if Omega starts to embrace that next week. So I think that's where we need to go. But if all the feud is going to be it's they're two of the best wrestlers in the world, one of them wants to get back in the title mix after being gone for a while, and the other guy has the belt, that's all it really needs to be, right?
Correct.
Especially because I don't imagine this being a long program,
right?
So
and we got people lining up, right?
Yeah.
So
they're doing what they need to do.
Yep.
Then we get an interview with Cope and Cage. Kirsten says life's about making choices, and FTR chose to turn on Copeland and chose to jump them after the match all out. They chose to spike pile drive Beth, and even worse, they chose to spike pile drive him.
Right.
Copeland says Cage is such an asshole, but he knows the two bigger ones, and he says to FTR they threw away their friendship they had since 2009 and all their history. And he gets it because he's the ultimate opportunist. But what he doesn't get is when they put their hands on Beth, given all they've done together. He knows how much they value the tag title, so he's going to take them and end their careers too.
I was very happy that Christian is still being a prick because
I am happy about that, but this isn't enough. He needs to start.
I agree.
Saying things about their families.
And I actually thought Edge was going to say the line because when he said he's being an a-hole, but I was waiting for him to go, but he's my a-hole because that's what I wanted, right?
That is the whole thing they're doing.
And I like the way it was organized because Christian can do his thing and then he gets out of the way. Because he's a little less serious, right? He's kind of more comedic. And then Edge is left on his own to do the serious "you took out
I
my
did
wife"
like
stuff.
Copeland here. I thought like
Yeah.
when he got serious, I thought it was quite good, and I thought this was one of his better. Like I think this will be one of his better feuds.
And the fact that FTR did take out his wife is a great thing for them to sort of build heat with, and it also allows Christian to be like, but more importantly, you
beat up me,
right? So
money.
That was a fun dynamic for that.
Yeah,
part,
I agree. I need Christian to go like a bit more hardcore on it because I don't think we should let out the gas pedal just because he's a babyface.
I agree. That was him being very kind, honestly,
Yeah,
compared to what he normally does.
Kind. Yeah. Like I don't know if either of FTR is a dead dad. Hopefully they do.
Yeah. Hopefully they do. Wow.
I mean, honestly, hopefully they do because that's when Christian really comes out to play.
Yeah.
But I would even like if Christian went after like either their wives or their children. I mean, I think you go tit for tat at this point.
Absolutely.
Like I don't think anything's out of bounds. I think I need Christian to just be himself but except we are all allowed to like it now.
He's still a prick, but he has an issue with FTR, right?
Yeah.
And it can be good cop, bad cop.
Or like bad cop, worse cops.
And because he's basically family with Edge, Edge just has to deal with it because that's his guy.
Yeah, we all like it because it's entertaining and because it's Edge.
So entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, I always liked it.
Peak Christian promos in AEW will be burned in my memory.
Yeah, his stuff against Perry and then like
Nick Wayne
against Nick Wayne, and then even when Nick Wayne's with him, or like when he's bullying Luchasaurus, that was always really good.
Like he would come on the screen on Dynamite, and I'd be like, "Oh, here we go!" Like excited for it, right? I love that.
One of my favorite ones that's sticking out to me right now was I think it was the promo on Collision when he was TNT champion, and his daughter's with him. His daughter like wants to hold the belt or whatever, and he's like, he gets like mad at her, and he tells security to like take his daughter away. Like
so good.
It was stuff like that, or like when you'd make jokes about doing stuff with Mother Wayne and like.
Yes.
It's just so good. I think I think Daniel Garcia had a dead dad. Like there's stuff like that.
And I'm not a nostalgia guy, so he really had to work to get me to love him. And
I'm gonna have nostalgia for that.
I was all in for that. Yeah.
Like, I think like years later, like I'm gonna have nostalgia for that Christian, not like everyone's gonna be like Edge and Christian, Attitude Era, that kind of stuff.
And just like
even TNA Christian, but like AEW Christian's where it's at.
The lines and the delivery were just amazing.
So good.
Yeah,
it's so good. Or like when Copeland debuted and like they hugged it out, and then he just like said, "Go F yourself." Like that was great. Like he's so many great things. And I remember it's so crazy too because when he debuted and he was like bland babyface Christian, I hated him. I was like, why is he here?
And then
like the heel turn, and the fact that he like wrestle in a turtleneck and everything is
amazing.
So
I forgot about that. Yeah,
it's so great.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I do love Christian. I hope he never changes because he really like that's the definition of like I think that's what it's kind of in line of what Jericho would do. I think what Jericho thinks he still can do.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Jericho just trademark the cornerstone, so I'm afraid now.
I did see that as well.
But like it's that kind of reinvention where like that legitimately breathed new life into Christian's career, right?
It did for sure.
Yeah. Anyways, I loved it. Anyway, then we get to hear from FTR. They come out. Apparently, they're not supposed to. But you know, so whatever.
Yeah.
Stokely says you shouldn't care about what Cope and Christian have to say. You should care about what FTR have to say. Cash says they made a choice to dump the dead weight and stop carrying Copeland's carcass over the finish line. He says they made choices and look at them now. He says they were never going to take a backseat to Copeland and be in his shadow because they're the greatest tag team of all time. It's not 2009 anymore. He doesn't need Copeland anymore. It's FTR's time, and Copeland's time has passed. They're living legends. Dax says their tough guy act doesn't scare him, and they're not who they used to be. They're shells of their former selves, and they're just a nostalgia act, and everyone knows it. What they did to Beth made Copeland question if this is worth it, and if they'll do that to Beth, what will they do to Copeland?
Yeah, I like they're taking the approach that like Copeland and Christian are kind of washed, and it's FTR are like early 40s, right? So it's supposed to be their kind of time to be and now it's like these guys come back and they're a decade older and just get out of the way. It's our time to sort of be doing in the back half of our career, right? And it irritates them that they're there. So I think that's a good thing to latch onto and just be like, you guys are old, just retire, you're washed. Because it's kind of how, they're still fine, but I'm not the nostalgia guy. So I don't love the 50-year-old guys getting a ton of attention too. So I get what but I was quickly like, I even Googled it. How much older is Edge then? Like, so I think Edge is 52 and Dax is 41. So I'm like, okay, a decade difference is plenty enough to sort of strike that chord. So I was totally fine with all of this.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also thought like Dax is usually the better of the two promos, and I think he still was. I thought this was a strong promo from Cash too, because Dax is always like really the workhorse on the mic, I
He
think.
is.
And I need them to ramp up the heel antics though. I need like a heel off between them and Christian. And Copeland's just like there. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
Then we get Roderick Strong and Orange Cassidy, officially the conglomeration now, because Roddy is in there.
Yep.
So that's nice. Taking on the Dogs, which is Connors and Finley, because I'm assuming Gabe Kidd's still in a casket somewhere.
That's right. He's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. He's dead.
Unless he now you get the reference. Unless he did Kill
deadly.
Bill, punched his way out of the and up through the ground.
Yeah. We get Strong and Cassidy. They almost get into it with FTR on their way out. Like it kind of bleeds over. So that was interesting. I was thinking to myself, I'm not sure if it's a breadcrumb, and it probably isn't, because it would be an odd combination. But FTR against Strong and Cassidy would be so good.
It would.
That would be awesome. Like if there's a way we could do that, or even get that, like I honestly would like to see that on Collision, which is a weird thing to say, but FTR had
they are Collision guys.
They had that match with Bullet Club Gold on Collision, so why not give them because it doesn't matter if you take up a lot of Collision runtime, so give them like half an hour on Collision to face Roddy and Cassidy. I think that'd be awesome. I would love it, and like you could even do it in the midst of while you're building the Bucks and Cope and Christian, because I know Cassidy and Strong want to win it. It would just be a great match to see.
Yeah, it would. It'd be fun.
And I also made note, I do think the Dogs theme is pretty good, which I'll talk about more with the album, but it has nothing on the War Dogs theme from New Japan. I love that theme much more.
If you say so.
But this one's good. I think it works for them. We get Connors, so Cassie's kind of laying under the ropes, draping off the apron, and Connors just shoulder checks him to spin him around, and then Finley goes for a suplex. Cassie counters into a Stun Dog Millionaire. I think they also did this on the commercial break where Finley did actually end up connecting with the suplex. Connors absolutely sends it, trying to take out Cassie. Cassie ducks, and Connors just goes flying over him. I do like Connors. He's just running and just checking people all over the place.
He's got that reckless vibe to him.
I do really like it.
Yeah.
I think I really like Connors now, which is funny because we were Clark
whatever,
Connors.
He's fine. It's another body.
His aesthetic was cool. The vignettes with Kid and his solo vignette was cool. And he has good theme song.
He's just got loose cannon vibes to him.
I do really like it. Yeah. I think I'm kind of a fan of Connors now.
That's good.
We get the hot tag out to Roddy, and he's all over the place. I just love Roddy.
Cardio machine, man.
I love him so much. Roddy's so underrated, because even every time, I know Roddy's good, but then it's every time he does a hot tag or something like this, I'm just I love Roddy so much.
He's so good. So crisp and fast.
How old is Roddy? Because he's insane.
He's not young. I'll tell you.
He's got to be a similar age to FTR, I would imagine, because he was in ROH a while ago, right?
He is 42 years old.
42, and he's still going. He's insane.
He's
I wouldn't be starting to go until he's 50.
Yeah,
he's great. I love him. Strong uses Cassie as a battering ram for Connors and Finley in opposite corners. Then he kind of throws Cassie into a DDT on Connors for 2. So that was kind of neat. Strong with a series of strikes to Finley, who then comes out a lariat. Cassie with the diving DDT. Strong goes for a gut check on Connors, but Finley kind of stops him by shoulder checking. That I thought was kind of cool. And then they hit a chop block spear combo, which we saw at Revolution. I thought that, again, it's just really simple, but looks really cool.
It is, yeah.
The finish, we get the Dogs hitting the full clip, which is basically Finley has Cassie up for a suplex, and Connors is a spear from the middle rope for the win. Also a cool move.
It is, and it's not complicated, but it looks good.
I liked it, and you probably do it to most guys too, because Finley's not weak or anything.
No, I like this. I was very nervous. If the Dogs didn't win here, I was
really happy the Dogs won, and I honestly thought this was a pretty good match.
I do
they
too.
really needed this win. So it's kind of interesting. I've heard that Tony Consi's Gabe Kidd is the bigger deal as groups. They could have a different dynamic as opposed to the War Dogs.
I agree with that take too.
Which I'm not mad about. I think based on what I've seen between this and the Revolution match, I think Connors and Finley as a team could kind of work.
I do too.
Because Finley's the calculated guy, and then Connors is this reckless wild man type, right?
Yeah.
They work similar styles of kind of work rough house, power, I'm trying to think of what that Smash Mouth kind of style. That's what I'm thinking. I think, right? Because they're always shoulder checking people,
but
and,
with
just running into
speed
people
involved too. They're both really quick.
Authority, right? Yeah, and they already have some cool signature moves. I think the chop block spear is really killer for how simple it is. I think the full clip is also really cool. So I think they've already developed some cool tag offense, right? And they get a couple more regular moves to do, and I think that's a cool team you got right there. Right?
I would be fully on board with Finley not being the featured guy and Kid
That's totally fine,
instead.
yeah.
I like that, actually.
I hope they continue to build these two or all three of them as a trio, 'cause I think they're really cool. I think them getting a win here is really important, and I think it's a step in the right direction, right?
And they just feel fresh, and there's lots of
I agree.
matchups they can
They
have.
feel fresh, and I think they're really cool.
Yep.
Cassidy plays his usual role perfectly, and Roddy's just, I love him so much.
Yeah, you have Cassidy there to take a beating and hit his DDTs, and then Roddy to get a couple stretches where you're just like, my God, this guy just strings offense together unbelievably. Yeah, good stuff.
I think it was like a couple weeks ago, I just decided to watch TakeOver 25. It was Riddle and Strong.
Yeah.
That was a pretty sick match, because like that's like they're the cardio machines both.
Too bad about Riddle, man.
Yeah, I wish Riddle had his shit
He
together.
had incredible in-ring potential.
Especially in NXT. They kind of, I did think the RK Bro thing was all right, but like in NXT, he was still able to be, I think, more Matt Riddle.
And just work a style that is not, not going on WWE main roster,
Exactly,
I don't think.
Right. Then we get a quick promo from the Divine Dominion. They say Willow and Harley suffer from greed and false confidence. It cost them. Bane says Harley should stick to playing with her puppets. There are no second chances. It's just another fatality. I like the puppets line. The rest of this was fine.
There was some lines in there that I didn't think were doing them any favors, but they are an impressive looking team. And again, I'm all for like have them just destroy people for a long time until you have a babyface team that you can position that gets hot and that people want, right? Which I don't have a ton of faith that they'll put enough attention on the division to do that, but the potential's there with this.
It seems like they're trying a bit.
This is basically your monster heel team in the women's division, right?
Yeah, I like that.
I say give them a run, and hopefully a babyface team organically comes up that we can get a good
my bet is the Brawling Birds.
I think that
All In
makes sense, yeah.
I think.
Which on paper, I'm fine.
Because I do like them. I like them, and also it'd be like then Ospreay and Windsor both get a hometown moment on the same show, theoretically.
I still haven't seen enough of the one I don't know that well.
Windsor?
No, I'm not on the Birds.
Lena Cross.
Yeah, there you go. Lena Cross.
That's fair. That is, I agree with that.
Although so far I haven't had any issues with her. She's looked pretty cool, and that's an imposing team, man.
Agreed. Then we get a Kyle Fletcher promo. I must say he looks so great in like his dapper look with like the shades and the suit. Like I really like that he's found his aesthetic. Like
I think it so well for him. It's like the Ric Flair deal, right? Sometimes,
almost, right? Yeah, something like that. I think it works so well for him. Like he's got a great look going on. He talks about beating his mentor Robbie Eagles on Collision last week, which I did watch. It was a solid match. I know a lot of people were super excited about that because it is Fletcher's mentor.
Yeah.
I found it to be a little overhyped for me. I think I was telling you about it. Like it was good.
You did.
It was just like I don't know. It was solid for a Collision match. And he is as good as he says he is. He's on track to becoming the greatest TNT champion of all time. He says he may be too narrow focused on the singular goal, and he's undefeated in singles matches this year, unlike Omega and MJF. He says he's not happy with the arrangement Callis has with MJF because they should be fighting him to bring the world title back to the family, and he's the man to do it. He says he has other business to attend to as well. He brings Takeshita in. He knows Takeshita isn't a fan of Okada and Proto-Okada, but he doesn't want anything to come in the way of what they have. Takeshita says nothing could do that, and especially not Okada. And Proto-Shida came first. They say Proto-Shida.
Heck yeah, they did.
Super strong promo from Fletcher, and I like this because it kind of accomplishes a couple things. First off, I would love to see him go after MJF, even if like he's the one that's to lean babyface against MJF, or like we kind of have this weird heel versus heel feud. I just want to see that happen. I just think it'd be really cool. I think they could pull it off. And I thought the bit with Takeshita was also productive. While it seems like it's just kind of a nothing thing, I think it's interesting because I'm wondering what it means for like when Takeshita and Okada feud, that when that blows up, is Fletcher gonna like this makes it seem like maybe Fletcher would abstain from taking a side, right? And then if he does avoid taking sides, since Callis would obviously take Okada's side, I would be curious to see how Callis reacts to Fletcher being neutral, right? Like this kind of proposes an interesting direction for the Takeshita Okada thing, I think. So I like this. I think it kind of makes things a little more interesting.
I agree. I don't know what your take was. My read was that Fletcher was being sincere here, and that his bond with Takeshita is the strongest one.
I think he is being sincere because there's no air of sarcasm or insincerity like Okada, and I do think like Fletcher and Takeshita were a team before Okada, right?
Right.
And, like they've been the Callis family together for a long while now, so I think it felt sincere for sure.
And I like it because it's kind of the first step of Takeshita kind of actively combating what Okada's doing, like finally actually speaking to somebody about it instead of just like ignoring it. He's
being
now
passive for Callis, right?
it's almost like him trying to drive the wedge between him and Fletcher is a bit too far, and he's going to go to Fletcher and be like, listen, man, it's been you and me the whole time. Like, this guy's just doing whatever he does. So I
think Fletcher, even being a heel, he's still a regular dude, right? So I do think this felt like it is surface value what it is, right?
And we're getting whispers of some of the Callis guys having issue with Callis just unilaterally making decisions for the group, right? Because we now have Fletcher and Andrade who are not thrilled.
Yeah,
with
Andrade's like
helping
he wants
MJF.
the title. He doesn't need the money, kind of thing. Right?
And here Fletcher's like, I don't love you just deciding we're going to help MJF either, right? So it's like, and that makes sense because Callis is just like drunk with power and is going to do things without consulting his guys. He sees the
money, right?
Right. And some of the guys are eventually going to get annoyed with that because they want input in their decisions, especially the guys that are like top of the card guys. Maybe Romero doesn't get a say in anything,
or
but
Archer or Beretta.
But Fletcher and Takeshita should, right? So
yes,
I think they're just sort of showing us there's cracks in the Callis family.
I agree, which I like.
Yeah, I thought
I think it's that combined with the preferential treatment to someone like Okada.
Right. I think there's a little simple segment with a lot going on. There's a lot going on with the Callis family. It's interesting.
I like that. Yeah, they've been such an interesting group. Like for a while, they were just kind of like that semi-regular group. But ever since they it's weird that like exploding their numbers, I feel like actually has kind of made them interesting.
Yeah.
Because it allows for so many avenues to do different things.
It hasn't hurt them for sure.
No, I agree. It's not like an NWO thing.
No.
At least not yet.
Right.
Then we get Tekla versus Mina Shirakawa for the Women's World Championship. Mina wins one match and she gets a title.
Agreed, right? Like that's what I was thinking too.
One of my things I wrote here was like, I'll save it for after actually.
Okay.
Just because it kind of goes on the match. Mina sweeps out Tekla's legs on the apron. We get a dripping DT on the floor. That was kind of cool. I kind of laughed a lot at Tekla like rolling around on the mat and mocking Toni Storm. I thought she did a really good job with that.
I also made note of I thought her taunting and her crowd/camera interactions have really stepped up. She's much more charismatic than she has been.
Yeah, I heard they just locked her down a new longer-term deal too. Like apparently she was on for a couple of years, I think, but they wanted to keep her down for longer. Which I mean, totally fair. I think she's proven to be pretty valuable.
I am coming around on her for sure.
I agree. I thought like her mocking Storm here was really spot on. I really liked it, and just the perfect thing to do in this kind of match, right? She goes for a spear. Mina cuts her off with a knee, which I thought looked pretty good. Diving shotgun dropkick from Mina for 2. Tekla goes to use her belt because she can't not. It's like Roosh with the cables, right? It's
she's obsessed. It's right. She's obsessed with it. Yeah.
Then she pulls up brass knucks. Mina tucks a shot, lands a spinning back fist. Mina lifts her for back suplex. Tekla kind of sneaks a shot with the brass knucks. We get the cover and the win. So yeah, like my thoughts was I thought it was a solid match, a little short. Just didn't feel like a title match. I think it just should have been an eliminator, right? It just like it was a solid match because Mina hasn't won a lot of singles matches,
right?
And knew she wasn't going to win here. It should have just been an eliminator. I thought Tekla's heel work here was great, so that honestly kind of helped the match out a lot for me. I thought her mimicking the Storm was funny and also like again just spot on. The action was good. It's just I knew Mina was losing here, and at least the finish protects her. But like other than that, not a lot of thoughts here.
I like the match. I wasn't a huge fan of the finish. I do like that we see Mina working a more serious style because she's got the motivation because the love of her life, whatever, has been viciously taken out.
Whatever they are.
Right. I also thought Tekla's antics were really entertaining. And I think the fact that they leave the Sisters of Sin away from her until the match was over because they don't help her presentation at all.
I hate them.
Like it was
the factions. It kind of sucks because I like her.
I know.
And I like her, but I hate them.
I think what helped me like the match a bit is that they were nowhere to be seen, and you could actually just forget that they were even a part of anything. The
best way to do that group is to forget that the group exists.
Because they just came out when she won, right? And I think that was all we saw of them. So the finish I didn't love. I thought the referee looked like an idiot. It took him like 20 minutes to hand the belt that he took away, and it allowed just way too much time. I also don't know if I need Tekla to have to cheat to beat Mina Shirakawa because, as you said, her track record for winning matches isn't great. But again,
she just wants to.
She's a heel, so
she just wants to cheat.
But yeah, Tekla has grown on me. I just want them to have opponents for her, right? She can only be as strong as the feuds that they create for her. So I'm on board. I really think she's funny with her crowd interactions and like. So they're selling Tony Storm as being taken out for 9 months, and here's Tekla like just making fun of it, writhing around on the ground.
That's great.
So yeah, that was pretty good. But yeah, I liked the match. It was kind of a different style for Mina, which was nice to see. Again, the finish kind of fell flat for me, but the match itself was good.
We got Omega interview, but there's going to be contract signing with MJF next week. No physicality. He's not surprised by MJF adding that stipulation. We're all used to it. He says it's been a while since he's challenged for the title, but now is the time. And if it's his time, then he'll be the guy to take the title of MJF. Something about like, oh, it'll take a god to take the belt off.
They did work the wrestling god stuff.
Start embracing it.
Yeah,
this could be the start of that. So I like that. I like it. Speedball comes in, says he's admired Omega when they faced off at Dynasty last year, which was that triple threat with Ricochet that was really good. And he still does. And when Omega beats MJF, he'll be there for a shot. Omega agrees. They shake hands. This is solid. I like Speedball coming in there. I would love a Speedball Omega match, title or not.
Yes.
Give me that money. And I was saying, I hope to God MJF makes some diverticulitis cracks next week. If MJF goes the entire segment or the entire feud without saying anything about diverticulitis, I will consider this a failed experiment. Like, he needs to do it. You can't not do it. There needs to be something about that.
Like a lot of Omega on this show, right? This is him back to sort of like a match, a couple segments.
He's like been so sporadic over the last years. Like, they're getting their money's worth here.
The handshake was like awkwardly long, eh? And Omega
even mentioned it.
Thankfully he did, or else it seemed really strange to me. And Bailey's placement here was weird, but I'm all for him hanging around the main event a little bit just to get in matches because he's incapable of a bad match. So
I think so, right?
It was strange here, but that's like 2 weeks in a row where Bailey's been on the mic, which is an interesting choice.
Yeah, or like I think 3, because remember the week before is that angry promo that I thought was really good.
Oh yeah. So good for Mike Bailey.
Yeah. Then we get a quick promo from the Demand. Ricochet says he was screwed by AEW because he was forced to defend the title in that battle royal and he was never pinned or submitted.
Fair.
He says now guys like Omega are getting title matches for winning one match, and he's
fair.
The time he faced Omega he won, which I don't remember, but
if that's true, fair. This is great heel logic here.
Yeah, he says he's tired of nobody's getting opportunities for doing the bare minimum, and he doesn't care who he has to take out. So like while that whole MS line he said on Twitter was out of pocket, I'm glad he apologized for it, and it hasn't affected his standing because he is great. So I'm hoping that it was just a lapse in judgment because his work continues to be really good.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to me he still cuts good promos. Like it's just so crazy that like that's the Ricochet we have now.
Do you think the bit with Khan is anything? Because he like full on apologized to Toa and then was just like, and I don't know about you or whatever he said.
Maybe not yet.
Yeah.
But I thought that was odd.
But yeah, it didn't really accomplish anything here, but his logic is pretty sound.
Next week it's Omega, Perry, and somebody against them.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
I don't remember who.
But at least he's not being
Speedball?
Doesn't look like he's being buried or punished for being an idiot on the internet. But
which is at the end of the day, I'm glad he's still doing his thing.
I'm sure he was doing it as a heel character, but and I'm not saying that's still not too far as a heel character because it probably. And listen, if anyone's going to have some sensitivities to MS, it'd be this guy because that's my sister, right? Suffered with that for many, many years. So, but even I was like, my initial was like, he's in character here. And did he go too far in character? Sure, you could argue that, like, for sure.
At least it's like a singular lapse in judgment that he's like, he can easily make amends for it, which apparently he did. So.
And to me, it's not racist. It's not homophobic because those are like boundaries you can't cross no matter what character you're in, to me. Right, so I don't know. It was bad for sure, but it's not the worst thing a wrestler's ever done by any means, right? Not. And it's funny because I know the WWE people are all over it, but if one of theirs did it, they'd be quick to sort of explain it away. I think, right?
He defended Brock Lesnar.
Right. So,
like, I saw some post about like it was something about Lesnar and his daughter, and well, I want to find it because like some of the replies to the comment actually like pissed me off because it's like the amount of the WWE fans are willing to excuse is actually
the mental gymnastics they will undergo to get to where they want to get to.
Oh yeah, so it was like a quote from a Lesnar interview where he's saying, "My championships, my accolades, they all mean nothing. My kids are my legacy." And I was like, the case is also his legacy. And then like the first comment I got back was, "Shut up, he's innocent."
Okay.
What?
Yeah, of course.
What are you watching?
Of course.
Like it's all this stuff, and it's like. No.
Ride or die for WWE, you know?
He's not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's so stupid. Like, no. Oh, sorry, I just saw an MLP thing. They have like an elimination match tonight for the interim Canadian Championship.
Anyone in it?
It's Grayson, Gresham, Oku, Raja, Swan, Lethal.
That's a pretty good group.
I hope it's Stu
You see
Grayson.
Rich Swan shaved his head?
I did, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be. It better be Stu.
I hope so.
Stu.
Shout out Stu Grayson.
Stu Grayson deserves it.
Love him.
Stu's the GOAT. Anyways, main event time. I don't want to talk about Brock Lesnar. It's Darby Allin and Roosh.
My boy Roosh.
For some reason.
Back from obscurity.
Back from ROH,
I mean, wherever.
Collision.
Look how beautiful my microphone is. My God. It's so beautiful.
The steel steps got moved, and Roosh sends Darby over the steps and into the barricade. That, like, just one of those bumps that Darby doesn't need to do.
Looked awesome. And just the way, like, I don't know.
The way he landed was awesome.
Very unique way to go over.
No one does it like him.
No
one does it like him.
It's because he's not worried about protecting himself. He should.
Yeah.
He
should be worried, but he's not.
Yeah.
Like, Darby will be like my Mick Foley kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna miss Darby when he's gone. I'll always wish for him to be safer, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't have him any other way.
He will be immobile by 60 probably.
Oh, he's gonna regret everything one day.
Of course.
But I don't honestly.
Until
I don't
then,
think he will.
We'll just enjoy it.
You know what? I don't think he will. I think he's gonna look back on everything he did and it's gonna be like, yeah, I feel like shit now, but like, look at the legacy that he's like. He's gonna look back on that with pride.
He'll be Sting. He'll be jumping off balconies at 62.
Yeah,
or whatever
right.
It was.
Like he's gonna be proud of everything. And honestly, like he's gonna be remembered. So
absolutely.
It's even like the little bumps like this where it's like, no, you don't have to do it like that.
Remember we watched him on that wrestler documentary show?
He like got destroyed
by a shovel, wasn't it? That sliced him open.
It's so funny because we saw that way before. We saw that before AEW was even a thing.
Oh yeah.
And then like when we started watching, it was like that's the guy from the Wrestlers thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't Ethan Page on that too? Because wasn't it like something to do with Ethan Page?
Might have been. Sure. Might have been.
I know they had matches on the Indies.
Mm-hmm.
Darby goes for a suicide dive, but Roosh sidesteps, and Darby just crashes and burns on the floor. Like, again, doesn't have to do that.
I know.
But, like, you didn't really catch on the first angle, then they replayed it on a different angle.
Oh, you're right.
Like, really hit the floor. And
in real time, I was like, man, the guy risked his life, and you guys didn't even catch it. And then they had another angle.
Luckily, they did. I was like, poor guy. Roosh runs up for the bull's horns, does, like, that fake-out boot, which also always looks good, too.
And the crowd always loves it, too.
I love it.
Yeah.
Like,
he is
it's something
good
that, like,
heel, man.
If you didn't kick them with such authority, I think it would look stupid.
Yeah.
Like he just kicks the crap out of people.
Yeah, he does.
Then he taunts and Darby goes at him. Darby with the coffin drop through his back while he's draped over the top rope. Then he he does connect the suicide dive and they just absolutely ram into the announce table.
Yeah.
Darby with a diving shotgun dropkick with Roosh on the chair. You know that move where he takes a huge back bump to the floor.
The chair just disintegrated too on that one. And he picked up a piece of it and put it in his mouth, didn't he?
They did mention that, yeah. Hard chop from Roosh, and then Darby hits a series of slaps and a code red for 2. Overhead belly to belly in the corner from Roosh, which is a move that always looks cool. Like Pac's done that, Roosh does it, looks cool. Roosh misses the bull's horns, Darby rolls him out with the jackknife, and he gets the win. He's like sitting in the entranceway, and Davis just comes up from behind, gut wrench lifts him, pile driver on the floor. Like,
so devastating.
Then Andrade seems to be arguing with Callis while the rest of the guys beat Darby down in the ring. We get chokeslam from Archer, and Darby's left laying.
I think Andrade even made like the belt gesture, you know.
I could hear him say, "I want the title." Yeah. I thought it was a good match as expected. Not the most main event match, kind of like last week, but I would much rather, as we said, see Roosh see Roppongi, or rather than Roppongi Vice. I'd rather see Roosh. He's not like a complete loser, and he's always looks great. Another guy to benefit from the Darby Allin formula here, I thought.
Yeah,
and he was going to lose. At least Darby got his ass beat, and he had to eke out the win with the roll up, right?
I am on the record. I love Roosh. I think
you're a diehard Roosh guy.
I think he's an awesome heel wrestler. I think he's just, it just comes across again, like Tekla, we were saying, his crowd work and stuff. He just screams heel, and he just reaches the back of the audience somehow with his stuff. He got a lot here, as everybody does against Darby, right? And he looked great. I thought we got a ton of Roosh. Physicality, his heel work are awesome, but there's no universe where he's winning. We don't see him on TV.
No, but that's okay. I just like seeing Roosh.
But again, like, I know because Omega came out 1,000 times, but if this is the opener and Omega Swerve is the main event, I think that makes this show better for me.
I agree.
Somehow.
That's fair.
But I see the way they had to, because they were bringing Omega back multiple times.
Like, I think it still works, right? I did like the post match too. Davis needs to be stopped because he just is absolutely
amazing.
Killer.
Just the rate at which like he's there and pile driver
immediately does something killer.
Yeah.
I need to see him versus Darby. I like that. To me, would be absolutely insane. Like if we're building the Darby Andrade, have Darby have some matches against the Callis guys, and I want 2 matches from this before we get to Andrade. I want Darby against Davis, and I want Darby against Clone.
Yeah, that'd be
I
awesome.
think both of those matches would be insane. I want one of those next week. I want those, like those over the next couple of weeks. I need both those matches. I do like that Andrade's upset about not going for the world title because he should be wanting the title, but I don't want him leaving the Don Callis. I feel like he's a great fit there. I don't think he should be a babyface right now. Like I think he's he's a perfect fit for the Callis right now. I don't mind them teasing this here.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have to be the whole thing.
Because he's just like, I don't want to help the guy who I'm trying to get his title off of him. Like, I don't want to be a part of helping him.
Yeah, and if that's just a part of like him being in the world title hunt, I think it's fine. Because it doesn't need to be like a split right now, right?
I wish Roosh would get more time and attention because he's awesome. And I think the crowd seemed to be into him here. He even was getting Roosh chants for a little bit in a match against Darby Allin.
I like LFI, and if he wasn't in LFI, I would have kept him in the Callis family.
Yeah, he's fantastic. And yeah, Davis's attack looked great.
Davis is so good.
Really entertaining main event. Didn't feel important at all, but I was way more into this than last week for sure.
Absolutely.
And so overall, I did like the show better than last week. I still don't think it's a top tier show.
No.
The opener was a great TV match. The main event was really good, just not enough drama involved. I liked the women's match up to the finish. I think Ospreay's promo was really good. The in-ring stuff with MJF and Kenny was good too. Yeah. I went solid, a high B, almost a B+. So it's still not in that top tier for me, but B was just really solid, entertaining. There was nothing, like I don't think we needed Bailey Romero at all, but it was 3 minutes, so it's not a big deal.
Minutes, maybe the main event.
Right. Or the opener, you wanted more for that too. But a good show. Definitely not disappointed like I was last week. So a good,
I agree.
Good rebound.
I think I would agree with the B. A much stronger show.
Yeah.
And just generally like a solid show, just maybe not spectacular.
Right. I agree. Good stuff though. I was entertained. Okay, let's take a break from analysis and shift gears into a little bit of trivia. We do it every week. It's called Off the Top of His Head. All right, so this week I'm trying to stay on Mania stuff until we get past Mania. So what I went with this week was, I forget the topic already, if I can find it. It is, all right, very professional, WrestleMania entrances, which I thought's kind of up your alley, but I feel like AI is going to butcher it. Some of them are really easy. Some of them I think are wrong, so we'll see. And I'll try and modify the questions to make them a little more challenging because some of them they made it, even this first one. So this superstar entered WrestleMania with a full live performance by Motorhead.
Triple H.
Yes. It didn't say which WrestleMania because it did say.
I think 21.
So I had to edit it because it said a full live performance of the game by Motorhead. Like, cool. Way to make it challenging, guys. Because I asked for like, what did I say?
I mean, Motorhead's already like dead giveaway.
I was like WrestleMania trivia ideas for a wrestling expert, and this was one of them. So, which wrestler? Okay, I'll give it to you. WrestleMania 29. This wrestler came out with a choir singing their theme song.
Would it be Taker?
No, unless this is wrong.
Ooh,
I could give you the name of the song, but that would make it super easy. No. Oh, I feel like you're gonna go that this guy wasn't even at WrestleMania 29. So it's a song that you would have needed to get rights to because it's a real song. I'll give you that.
Is it Cult of Personality?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Was that 29? Does that make sense?
Could have been.
I don't know the timeline, so
I don't know if it actually is, but that would have been Punk Taker, so it tracks.
Okay. This WrestleMania entrance featured a tank driving to the ring.
Oh, Rusev?
No.
He was driving a tank?
It's according to this. A tank being driven to the ring.
It wasn't Rusev?
No. They're saying WrestleMania 15, if that helps you.
It was DX and was it X-Pac?
They're saying Austin. Doesn't seem right to me.
I don't think so.
And I know there's one wrong that's coming up that's actually funny. But anyways. Rose from the stage surrounded by druids carrying torches. Pretty obvious, no?
Yeah, it's Undertaker.
Correct.
That one's just, I mean, come on.
Descended
It's
from...
not the one where isn't Ambrose a druid, I'm pretty sure.
I think he was, right, at some
It's
point.
that one. I know one of his entrances, Ambrose is in it.
Descended from the heavens in white gear.
Oh, Michaels.
Yeah, I would have gotten that one
It's
even.
25, I think.
Entered WrestleMania with a boxer-style entourage and pyro.
Mayweather?
Who was he facing?
Big Show?
Correct. That was the reason he did it. That one's too easy. Massive rising sun stage visual and elaborate robe entrance. WrestleMania 30.
Rising Sun?
I don't remember this, but we're going
to
trust them. Somebody you've already mentioned.
Bray Wyatt?
No. Somebody was a correct answer already.
Punk?
No, they're saying Triple H, but I don't know. WrestleMania 32, entrance riding a custom lowrider.
Banks?
Yes, okay, that one's right, because this one is wrong for sure, but we're going to enjoy it. Maybe if I forgot something. At WrestleMania 31, which superstar performed their own rap live on the ramp during their entrance?
I don't think they did. Who would it be?
Somebody who it would never be.
Cena?
No, somebody who was in WWE, gone to AEW, back to WWE, and still in a disappointing spot.
Rusev?
Correct. You don't remember him rapping his entrance?
No, because this was the Mania where he came out in a tank. That's why I said Rusev in a tank, because he did that, and it was at this Mania.
Okay, so the next question. This wrestler had a military tank-style entrance with a Russian theme at WrestleMania 31. Okay.
So okay, no, this actually, sorry, I forgot. Yeah, he came in a tank and he was rapping
his own theme.
From the tank.
That's right. Made WrestleMania 32, maybe. Made their full entrance with the full squad of women dressed as gladiators. Actually, it sounds like this guy would do that.
Triple H.
Yeah, it could be true.
Not 32 though, because that's the one where he had like a bunch of people in skull helmets and they all were holding a WWE title because
they weren't all women.
I don't think so.
Oh, marching band played him to the ring at WrestleMania 24. Makes sense. It would be this guy, I guess, if anyone.
There.
Sorry?
There.
No.
Michaels.
No.
Marching band.
WrestleMania 24. They're saying.
08.
Just because I feel like it'd be like a military thing and a tie-in because he supports the military. Yeah, supports the troops, you know.
I don't remember.
I think I remember this. Superstar arrived in a helicopter.
Charlotte?
Yeah, so I was right. I remember that. What Mania was that? See if they were right.
35, I'm pretty sure.
That's what they're saying. Throne smashing moment referencing a rival company.
That's not Mania.
It says WrestleMania 32.
Cody?
Wasn't it Cody in AEW?
In AEW?
But did Triple H not retaliate?
No.
No, because they're saying Triple H, but I remember Cody doing it.
At what Mania?
32.
They already mentioned 32 for Triple H, and they got it wrong both times.
That's amazing.
And it would have been Cody at 32 because Cody was Stardust at 32.
I remember him vividly doing that.
I was thinking that maybe if we have time at some point, I should watch 32 again. For a bonus episode, because that was my first Mania, and it's also 10 years old now.
I think it's funny that Cody did all that and then went back to WWE that's run by the guy. Run by the guy, right? Anyways.
Irony.
Had a live band performance of America the Beautiful style entrance tied into the patriotic gimmick, yes. That one says in brackets and italics, deep cut. Great job on the deep cut. Superstar had a cinematic crowd-sung entrance with a massive stage and choir-like audience reaction. Mania 39. Is that true?
39? I don't think so. Was it Rollins?
No. Who else would it be?
Choir?
Yeah.
Cody?
Yeah, they're saying Cody.
Probably.
Last one.
I have no way to actually remember.
Really tough one. Featured a coffin rising and heavy smoke effects.
Undertaker.
Yeah. Darby Allin. Nice.
Darby Allin. Yeah, I was going to say Darby Allin.
I feel like that one had a high percentage of them being wrong. And the obviously the best one is Rusev rapping his own theme song.
And then getting the right answer for Rusev, the question
the very next
after.
one. That's amazing.
So it's like they were doubling up on Mania so many times for no reason.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was an experiment. Went okay, I guess. And we'll switch back to talking about wrestling. Could be main roster, could be NXT, could be anything else. I know you're going to go off on a little bit of a tangent about some music, I think, in this segment. So it's a little bit of whatever we want to talk about that we liked or didn't like. It's Highspots and Restholds. All right, you're actually the one with some Raw stuff, which is great because more of you and less of me is usually a good plan. And I don't know if I know about anything from Raw this week, so educate me.
So one of them I was kind of talking to you about because we kind of like had a consensus on it was like Oba standing tall over Brock again.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried. I'm glad they're making Oba look so strong so far because like that's how he should be booked 90% of the time until like eventually he has to have a downfall, obviously. It does worry me though, like he's so invincible in the build so far, knowing how WWE books, generally speaking,
wrestling in general.
Wrestling in general, but especially WWE, and also given who he's up against.
Yes.
Already has me worried he's going to look unbeatable in the build-up, only to falter at Mania. If he goes over on the go-home, or the closest to since Brock's inconsistent, then I'll be even more worried because like general wrestling booking conventions would indicate that whoever goes over ahead of the match is probably going to lose. Not always, but generally. I would argue it's even more so when combined with the company that has the tendency to not put over new talent and also go against the booking decision that everybody wants and also to put Brock over. So everything's working against Oba here. I'm sure the Fed heads will defend it anyways, but whatever.
It's interesting.
It does worry me a lot.
Because they were like, oh, this guy, the rocket is strapped to Obafemi, right? And then it's almost like right away they put him against someone that it's kind of hard to see him beating. I still think they have to.
I think they have to, but that's also like me being logical though.
That is fair.
So
and I don't know, are they like, if Brock is planning on retiring anytime soon, it seems like you would have to funnel that to Gunther, right?
I guess. And
With the gimmick
that was a match that everyone wanted to see a while back, right?
Right. So I don't know. I'm nervous because Oba should not be losing at this point, especially if they do have these huge plans
it's his
for
first
him.
major feud on main roster. Like,
yeah, exactly. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. And then I think WWE are clearly stalling, and it's hurting Rollins' Mania direction. I did not watch the whole thing this week, but I saw a business segment where Rollins goes after Heyman again and ends up getting arrested. This does nothing to further his Mania path when we're like less than a month away. Given there's reports of Breakker going back to the PC to work back from the hernia injury, I think it's pretty clear they're stalling. They're not doing anything meaningful with Rollins in the hopes that they can still get Breakker Rollins up off the ground, at the last minute. I think it's clear that they're stalling. They could have easily put Rollins against Lesnar or Logan Paul as a plan B or plan C if you want to say plan A was Rollins not getting hurt. So Rollins could actually be building a feud. But why is he attacking Heyman again? Like, it's clearly they're clearly wanting to put all their eggs in the Breakker basket because now they have Theory and Paul going for the tag title. So that takes out either those avenues, which is fine, but Breakker kind of has to lose. I think if everything went to plan and nobody got injured, then Breakker would have to win. But Rollins returning after months away kind of gives him like this triumphant babyface air about him. So I don't think he can lose. So I don't think the loss will hurt Breakker too much in the long run, but it still sucks given what the original plan probably was.
Was this the segment where Rollins came out in the mask just to immediately unmask himself?
Maybe.
Because I was like, well,
so
what's the point of that? Like, you come out, it's like, oh my God, he's here just to immediately unmask.
He's not going to run around the ring again.
So I think what it has to be almost is that at some point he's going to do that and it's not him, it's Breakker. Do you know what I mean? If he keeps coming out in the black and the mask, and like I imagine there's going to be.
Again, it feels like they're stalling. They're not.
Yeah.
Actually, they're not clarifying a Mania direction for Rollins. They're just teasing they teased Lesnar the other week. They're teasing like whatever. Like they're clearly not doing things because I think they want to do the Breakker thing still because they think they can.
And I think all of this people in hoodies and masks and stuff is because at some point he's going to be in the mix. Because like the bit I watched, I think it was this week, maybe last week.
It was last week.
He literally comes out in the mask, stands on the announce table, and then just unmasks himself. So like, what was the point? You just delayed the reveal 30 seconds for effect? Like, I don't know. But anyways, doesn't seem to make sense. That's it for Raw Talk?
Yeah.
All right, NXT this week. Some notable stuff again. We had Robert Stone. It's starting out. He's talking to Shiloh Hill. And because Shiloh Hill is built different, right? We talk about it all the time. There's a gauntlet match for number one contender for something later. And he wants to be the first person in it. So again, he is different from everybody else. He wants to be the first one in a gauntlet match, which doesn't make sense. And Tatum Paxley walks in.
These are like the mini Aztec Warfare matches.
Yes.
Right?
Paxley walks in, and she's fired up because Blake Monroe stole her North American title last week. So she wants to know where Blake Monroe is. Robert Stone doesn't know, and Shiloh Hill suggests that he can help her locate Monroe because he's good at everything, as we know. Josh Briggs approaches Stone, and he's annoyed because he can't get any time with Stone, while everybody else seems to get to talk to Stone and make their own matches and stipulations and stuff, which is a pretty fair point. A referee then interrupts and says that he needs Robert Stone right away. So Stone, again, leaves Briggs kind of hanging and takes off. This opening segment was kind of a mishmash of a lot of people, but in their defense, it does lead to stuff happening with each of these people that makes sense as the show kind of goes on. So I thought it was fine. We get Ren QCC wrestling as a tag team. So that's Ren Sinclair and Kendall Gray. They beat Fatal Influence, and I did actually write down Toxic Attraction before. It's still there. It's a struggle for me.
I was watching Cultaholic talk about like this video from a little while back of Survivor Series 2018, because it was like a weird show. Is that one where Drake Maverick pisses himself?
Yeah. Of course. Legend.
And so like I remember seeing Mandy Rose, and like I totally forgot about her in Toxic Attraction, but also like made me think of her main roster theme was actually like pretty good for her character.
Nice. So
randomly got me, I think.
This match went about 10 minutes. Ren won with the final wrench, I believe, forcing Reed to give up. The match was very good and the right result, because I think you got to keep Kendall Gray looking strong right now. And in my opinion, it's sort of solidified for me. Lainey Reed and Kendall Gray are I think the future of this division, and I really think you could develop at some point, I'm not saying now, but a lengthy feud between these two at the top of the card, like if Gray gets the title or Reed or somehow, because Reed's really good as a heel and her in-ring work, like her style's really good. It's different from Gray's, but they're both really good for being so young. I think they're like super bright future. They could use some more character development and work on that, obviously, but they're young, and in-ring, I think they're like light years ahead of the NIL. Like, I don't know where Lainey Reed came from. I don't think she's an NIL. I feel like she's
I don't actually know. I feel like she just kind of showed
and
up.
Maybe she's not, but then she's picking things up really quickly. So I think the women's division...
Some of them do, because Breaker was kind of NIL, right?
Yeah, so that's true. The women's division seems to be in good hands, and the men's division kind of is a different story for me, but the women are enjoyable. After the match, Kendall Gray gets on the mic, talks about how she'll be taking the NXT title from JC Jane at Stand and Deliver. Lola Vice comes out, takes exception to this. She's going to break JC Jane's jaw and become the first Cuban-American NXT Women's Champion. Robert Stone comes out, and he announces that Vice and Kendall Gray will have a match next week, I think, and the winner will face JC Jane at Stand and Deliver for the women's title. So that actually sets up a pretty interesting match with meaningful stakes. And it's Gray and Vice, two women who kind of, one of them or both of them need to kind of take that next step, right? So I imagine what that match will determine it.
If it's okay.
So Vice is coming off that quick win over Kalani Jordan in the Underground match, so she's got a bit of momentum. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to that match. I really am enjoying just seeing more of Kendall Gray against different people because she's really cool. Then we get an in-ring segment, which I will dedicate much more detail to than I would normally, because I thought it was really good, and it's been sort of a long time coming. It's the Zarya Sol Ruka confrontation in ring. So Ruka comes out first. I actually side texted you about this. I was so impressed with one person in this. And the crowd response was amazing for Zarya, and they seem to sort of be mimicking how I feel about this feud. And
I think it might go the way of Becky and Charlotte in 2018, where Zarya is supposed to be the heel, but eventually it's going to shift.
I think so too. So Ruka comes out, and she's speaking here. She's basically saying that whenever her name was mentioned, she made sure people mentioned Zarya too. Even that, right? I know she's maybe being a babyface here, but saying like, I had to tell people to include you is not the most babyface. I think they might actually be heading to a double turn here. And I think, like, I don't know. Anyways, I'll carry on. She said Zarya didn't want a team. She wanted her own moment. Ruka wanted to pull Zarya forward. Again, like, I'm the one bringing you forward and making you better is not.
It could be babyface, but
It
it also
could.
like I don't know. I don't know.
Believe they were
It's so
better together. Ruka admitted maybe she was too naive and too loyal. She wanted Zarya to shine, and she even gave Zarya a spot in the Battle Royal and vouched for her in a TNA match. True. Zarya lost the match and cost Ruka the NXT Women's North American title match. Ruka was fighting for them, and Zarya was waiting for the opportunity to make everything about herself. So combined with what she was saying, right? I was dragged you along and tried to include you, even though it's kind of like my read was everybody wanted me all the time, but I tried to say, like, if you're going to include me, you got to include Zarya, right? Like, and I honestly feel her tone of voice was whinier than usual. Like, choices were being made here, or maybe I'm reading too much into it, but the crowd was like, nah, you're not a babyface here. So the crowd is not behind her. Again, she seems like she's intentionally being a little more whiny in her delivery here than she normally is. Zarya comes out. She says that she wanted us, but Ruka wanted her own success more. She wasn't Zarya. She was Sol Ruka's partner. And again, like, to pause here, if you are presenting her as a heel,
not a babyface line. That's not a babyface line. That other one's defendable. That one, I don't think it is.
So Zarya says she attacked Ruka to get out of Ruka's shadow. Stand and deliver is where it started, and that's where it all will end. And Ruka is mad because she got hurt and didn't win the NXT Women's Championship, and now she should know how Zarya feels. Ruka was never going to share anything with Zarya, and Zarya hated watching Ruka succeed, hated hearing Ruka's name, and no matter what, Zarya was going to stand behind her. She knows that Ruka thinks Zarya doesn't care, but she does. This isn't about Ruka because it's about Zarya finally choosing herself. Again, if you are presenting her as a heel, she's not saying some of these things, right? Like, she is.
It's weird because Zarya doesn't look like she should be the babyface, so it's like it's a really strange choice.
And the crowd is loving her here. Ruka is not the villain in her story. Ruka is the mistake. And then Zarya leaves. And I thought Zarya was awesome here, and I have never thought she's awesome on the mic. And I'm still sort of not impressed in ring sometimes, but she was great here, but did not come across as the villain. And remember, I did have a news story weeks ago where they said they have plans to sort of tweak Sol Ruka's character. So I am wondering if
maybe they might try to kill two birds with one stone.
I agree. They might actually be setting up a very rare double turn. And not only that, I think it could possibly be successful, right? Because I don't think some of the lines that Zarya delivered there, the writers can't think that's heel stuff. They have to know that's going to get her sympathy from a live crowd, because I've been saying it for weeks. Like, I see her perspective, right? It's Ruka, Ruka, Ruka. You're the beautiful, tall, blonde surfer with the cool finisher. So you get every opportunity and you keep accepting them all. And I'm just standing here beside you, and nothing's ever about me. Like, she's not wrong in this case. And Ruka just kind of like, I tried to include you. Everyone wanted me, and I tried to say, hey, you got, like, she's not, I don't know. I really thought this was interesting. I think Zarya's position is so much more relatable, right? And she seems kind of right about things beyond just like heel logic. So I was really impressed with Zarya here. And if Ruka is trying to lean away from being the babyface, then she did a good job too. Or else it's just, I'm confused. So there's a potential that this was terrible, right? If they're not going with the double turn, then I don't think this is a good segment.
Did a terrible job,
because you're not entrenching the face as a face and the heel as a heel. If you are setting up for a double turn, which I hope they are, then I think this was awesome. So it's a weird kind of place where, depending on where they go from here, is if this was a good segment or not, right? Like right now, I thought it was really good because I feel like they're doing the double turn, and then that's really cool. And if they just abandon it and keep the heel face dynamic the same, then I'm like, why did you do it this way? So it really depends where they go. But I was interested in it. Zarya, fantastic. I would actually put it on my like best of if we needed a nomination. You know what I mean? Or worst stuff, depending. We'll have to come back to it later. You're right.
It's so weird.
Really interesting. So Saints and Ethan Page are backstage bickering about wanting to be NXT champion. And this is where Briggs, I think, is complaining, like, I can't get 2 minutes with the GM, etc. That's the only real reason I mention it. Kalani Jordan got a quick rehab win over Thea Hale in 3 minutes. So Jordan is coming off a very quick loss on PLE to Lola Vice in an underground match. And Thea Hale is, I guess, enhancement talent, or I was thinking because she did have the interaction with Kalani last week, right? Where Kalani's like, I was where you were, man. You got to get more selfish and you got to worry about you. So I guess they could circle back around to like, this is further evidence. But it kind of just felt like Hale was being squashed here, to be honest. But it could be, see, being the nice girl gets you squashed by me. So why don't you be more like me?
They're gonna experiment with her as a heel too.
Yeah, we could see. And then Jordan attacked Thea Hale after the match. Jada Parker comes out to take out Kalani, who I think she hit a suplex, and then Kalani retreats. NXT Spotlight. Some of these are good, some of these are bad. This was about Jasper Troy talking about Booker T being like a father figure to him. I don't know, man. Troy talked about Keanu Carver ruining Booker T's ceremony last week, and Troy promises to make Carver regret what he did. And I'm still not interested in this. For me, they haven't really presented any real relationship between Troy and Booker other than just telling us. And also,
wait, what do they have in common?
Right, I guess so. All three of these guys have it in common. And
exactly.
I know the whole thing has been Carver telling Booker, tell your guy to keep his name out of his mouth. I don't know when his name was in your mouth. Feel free to remind me of when Jasper Troy said things about Keanu Carver, because maybe he did. I don't remember them. So you're just telling me, like, I'm close with Booker because I said I am. This guy needs to keep my name out of his mouth because I say he does. Like, I don't know, man. This was a miss for me. So Shiloh Hill used technology to like triangulate Blake Monroe's whereabouts and
use technology,
pass that on to Paxley. So I was thinking Shiloh Hill's gimmick is basically everything. His gimmick is all the gimmicks, right? Like,
what's this guy's gimmick?
He's just like a simple small town boy, but he's like riding.
A genius.
He's like
capable of like killing you or hacking your device.
Right. So he's like small town guy riding 4-wheelers and hunting animals and like.
He's calm and relaxed, but if he takes his tooth out, then he goes unhinged.
But he's also super comfortable in the digital world, and he's got weapons, and maybe he's a serial killer, and he's like dismantling.
He's a complex modern man.
Dismantling everybody's cars in the parking lot, and like it's so his gimmick is. I could just see them sitting around. I've got an idea for a gimmick for a new guy. What's that? Everything. Give him all the gimmicks.
Like this week his gimmick can be this.
Right.
And the next week,
literally anything. Literally anything. Whatever.
What's your idea for you want to do? You want to be a carjacker? Yeah, we'll do that in a few weeks from now.
They've got like the bag of gimmicks, and they're just like just the whole bag. Empty the whole bag.
You want him to kidnap someone? Oh yeah. Well, how about we'll do that after Stand and Deliver? Like any given week they'll make him do something.
Yeah. And honestly, it's kind of entertaining to me just because it's like they keep doing this thing of he is like a Renaissance man. He's good at kind of everything there is to know. And he is featured in the North American Championship #1 Gauntlet Eliminator or whatever match it is. Gauntlet? Yes.
Gauntlet Eliminator.
So it is Shiloh Hill starting out first, as he requested, with Jackson Drake. And then the other participants are Dion Lennox, Charlie Dempsey, and a surprise entrant in Johnny Gargano in that order. So Hill, he was a feature here. He eliminates Lennox after OTM come out and attack Lennox to sort of further that feud. Hill then eliminates Jackson Drake as well and Charlie Dempsey. So it leaves Hill and Gargano as the final two. Gargano, even though it's the stupidest thing ever, I laughed. He is like planking on the apron, and then there's one where he takes a punch or a forearm or something on the outside, and he just ends up rolling on top of the barricade and just planking there and staying there. So for like almost all of this match or whatever, as long when a Gargano got in, it's just him in the background lying face down on the apron or the barricade, and it was so stupid that it just made me laugh. So it ends up with the rest of the Birthright are pissed that Hill eliminated Dempsey. So they take Shiloh Hill out on the floor. Dempsey hits him with a suplex on the floor. They send Hill back into the ring. And Gargano is just sort of standing in the corner catatonic. And Candice LeRae, who's been there the whole time, like talking to Gargano and trying to snap him out of this catatonic state he's in. She just sort of pushes him over on top of Shiloh Hill and gets the count. I told you, man, like,
I have so many problems with this.
Gargano's facial expressions after winning, when he didn't even know he won, were absolutely fantastic.
Gargano can act.
He made the most out of this ridiculously stupid thing, and I enjoyed it.
So it's terrible. for so many reasons. First off, they structure this like it's like a happy-go-lucky win. Like we should be happy for him. He's been a heel for over a year.
See,
They
that
when it
didn't
comes
bother
to
me
NXT,
because I didn't even know because I don't watch it, right? So
but
to
when they come
me,
to NXT, they seem to ignore that. Because remember
right,
DIY
they
came
did.
for Homecoming and they ignored that.
They did.
So there's that. Then it's the fact that Gargano's been booked like a joke for months now. He's been you. I told you why it's catatonic. It's because
Yeah, you did.
DIY stole Axiom's mask, then Ciampa left, which is not important to this. Axiom took his mask back, and then Gargano started planking. And then he was like, they had the week where he's like, oh, he starts talking. Maybe he's got his mojo back. Then Obafemi squashes him in his street gear. So this is stupid. He's been an absolute goober on main roster, which means apparently he can, as we know, he can run roughshod over NXT. No matter what your standing is in main roster.
You can win a match against 4 other guys while catatonic, in fact.
Yes. Like, it's so stupid. And it's even more just because, like, it's like rather than do, like, you could do this kind of storyline with him and maybe turn him babyface on main roster. Like, what if he was the one to beat Melo for the US title instead of Sammy or something like that, right? But no, you had to drop him down a level just to do something with him. Like,
yeah,
that's the level of Gargano now. It's like, and Gargano was like a god in NXT, and now this is what he's come back to do. And then I was saying to you too, I saw people point this out and I agreed, like, even if he wins and they finish that story for him, then that comes at the expense of Miles Bourne.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like, it's so dumb. And it's like, if this is supposed to be a feel-good win again, then is Gargano going to be a babyface? No, because wouldn't he have to play heel against Bourne? Like, I don't.
So
none of this makes sense.
For me, it was very much out of context because I wasn't in on all that. For me, it was just, oh my God, Gargano's back. He is really, really making the most out of a really stupid situation he's in. The crowd was here for it. I was entertained. So the match was 23 minutes, which by NXT TV standards is an eternity. It was kind of fun. I was amused by Gargano, and they clearly was designed. The focus of this was Shiloh Hill and Johnny Gargano, which is fine. And I mean, the match did further things between OTM and Dark State, gave Birthright a story. I assume now they're going to have issues with Shiloh Hill. And then we get a surprise entrant, an NXT favorite returning. So I think the match accomplished quite a bit, despite your rage with the treatment of Gargano.
It's so
so I was just like, oh, Gargano's here doing a depressed gimmick. And so he really smashed it, made the most out of it, as he does, right, with everything.
He does. He always puts in effort.
He makes chicken salad out of the chicken crap they give him.
It's a stupid thing to put effort into, yeah.
Then we find out that no one will referee a Keanu Reeves. Wow. Whatever his real name is, Keanu Carver. That's the guy we're talking about. So no one will referee his matches, and I kind of like that, right? The officials are like, this dude is just gonna kill us, and we know he's going to, so sorry. So that means Briggs volunteers to do it, right? Because he's kind of desperate for any TV time or anything, any attention. So he's like, I'm not afraid of this guy, so I'll do it. So that's fine. OTM get a chance to make a quick promo. Basically, they are bringing in Santana from TNA to be their third man for a 6-man tag against Dark State. Of anyone in TNA, Santana is one of the ones I would want to see, so I'm okay with that. He's awesome, and I think he's their top guy right now, right? He's the champion in TNA, I believe. So I'm okay with having him show up. Rayo and Bravo have to replace Knight and LaFleur in the tag team tournament. So I was thinking about this. Eli Knight, this has to be the first time this has ever happened, ever, in wrestling. Eli Knight has had 2 tag partners of his get injured before they even have their first match as partners.
That's crazy.
Right?
That can't have happened
So
before.
he and Legacy decided to team up after their triple threat match.
He's out.
So
you put him
before they have a match. So then
they also triple threat match, so sure.
Right. Replace him with LaFleur. So they're going to be partners for this tournament. He's out, and they never had a match together. So Eli Knight is cursed, obviously. That's what, did Danhausen get to him?
Danhausen got in there.
Cursed
Danhausen got in there.
So I thought that was interesting. But anyways, so it is Rayo and Bravo.
Terrible. Hate them.
Are taking on the Culling. It was a solid 11-minute match. It was loaded masks, shot to both Spears, or actually to each of them, but Spears took the one to take the pinfall. Are Los Americanos heels?
Yes.
They do not feel like it. Again,
That's what I'm saying, because again, they don't they don't keep it consistent.
I'm out of context, right? So they show
They
up
are heels.
and they're facing a heel team that's
Yeah,
heelier
I
than
know.
them.
I agree. It's not like it makes sense. It's
And
not
then
your
I'm like,
fault.
wait, they're both cheating, like clearly in front of the camera, jamming things into their mask, right? So I don't know, man. It's weird. They're cheating and they're the more likable team and they cheat to win. So, anyways, it happened. I was surprised they won because they were a clear like
Yeah.
plan C for this spot in the tournament. Honestly, like literally.
Well, I mean, I guess maybe the clone was always planning to lose.
True. That is probably that is kind of what they do. So, my God, Booker T, I just remembered, is sitting there telling us that he thinks Nico Vance is going to be a champion in NXT. And I don't know. I would love to say
Speed.
for Vic to be like, okay, Booker, what is your evidence for that? The guy has never done anything. But
Speed.
anyways, speed champion. Yeah, okay. Maybe. Blake Monroe gets out of the tub to answer the hotel door, assuming it's room service. It's not. It's Tatum Paxley, but nothing happens. So she basically, I think there was like the chain on the door or the hotel thing that allows the door to open like this much. And so Paxley grabs her hair for a second, and then that's it. So you found out her location. She's literally holding the title that you could have reached through and grabbed, but didn't. So Shiloh Hill triangulated her location for you, and you found her and did nothing. So I was a bit confused by that, but so be it. Main event. It is Tony D'Angelo taking on Ricky Saints. Two guys I really don't care about at this point. Tony dominates the beginning, Saints dominates the middle, and then Tony dominates the end to the point where Ethan Page just comes in to attack and the match ends in a DQ. So cool main event, I guess. You know, the only interesting part for me was when Tony took over near the finish. He was like really pushing the pace, hitting a bunch of suplexes and throws and things before the DQ happened. The beginning was a lot of grappling and commentary just going over like, oh, the amateur background. Like, okay, cool. The heels beat
background of a mobster.
Right. Just forget about that, guys. Forget about that. We're writing over that. We undid that one. The heels beat down Tony after the match. Joe Hendry comes out to make the save, but then he himself hits Tony D with a standing ovation. So kind of the end scene is Saints and Page each end up with holding on to the title, kind of looking at each other and the title, and then Tony D is in the corner smiling after taking the standing ovation. And then Robert Stone comes out and, not surprisingly, announces a four-way at Stand and Deliver. It'll be Ethan Page, Ricky Saints, Tony D, and Joe Hendry for the title. Feels like to me Page and Saints will get in each other's way. Yeah. And then the question is, I feel like maybe Hendry loses, Tony takes it, and Hendry's gone. Again, main roster post-Mania feels like.
And then Hendry's just like in the mid-card.
And I think they really want Tony D to have that title for some stupid reason that I don't.
And you'll have like basically won everything.
Oh, yes. He's a Grand Slam NXT winner. I don't know. I think it's either Hendry or Tony D. But I feel like maybe Hendry's time in NXT, like, what does he need to be there for at this point, right? Like, I don't.
Yeah, I saw someone say like they're all like there was something about like the age of the people in the four-way, like they're all like mid-30s,
right? Developmental talent.
Yeah,
none of them need further development. Like either they are what they are
like
at this point. Yeah,
you gotta get those YouTube views up.
That's what I'm saying. The men's division right now is not like, I love Ethan Page. Don't get me wrong. He's fantastic. I would have him be the face of the company, having him work with younger guys who you keep like developing to face him, right? Because he can help them in a lot of ways, I think. So the men's division needs an infusion of talent, like wrestling talent, not athletes, more like vanity project coming in who are kind of like, I don't want to say finished products because they do have stuff to work on, I'm sure, but like they're actual wrestlers and they actually can pull off a heel gimmick sort of thing, right? Yeah. Young indie talent and not like an NIL people coming in. So an eventful NXT.
I saw they got Starboy Charlie on a ID contract. Yeah. He's a pretty cool indie guy.
Yeah. And there was some guy that just debuted in TNA because I actually watched it who looks
Ricky Sosa.
Yeah, he looks pretty talented too, actually. I was kind of digging him. Can't believe he ended up in TNA, but I guess
he'll get to
TNA to NXT to main roster. Yeah, we got that pipeline. Any SmackDown talk from you?
I'll break up my thing. I'll do the album, and then I do have one thing from SmackDown because I'm gonna. I'm gonna yap about that. But yeah, so like it was like a couple days ago, I saw a post from Mikey Ruckus, who's like their music guy, and he was like, "It's something about like an album dropping." I was like, "Oh, sweet!" And it was right at midnight, so I only had to wait a couple hours. And then it's like I think they have 18 total, so I won't take long on either any of them. But like there were some songs I've been waiting on because like usually they'll release one on YouTube and then maybe like usually within the month it's on iTunes. But like there are a couple where I was like, it's been a while and they're not releasing it. It's always kind of weird when they don't do that.
Yeah.
But anyways, so they had a bunch of I actually like so there's some I've been listening to regular, obviously, and then I made sure to listen to everything this morning while you were tinkering with notes.
Yes.
Just to make sure I actually had listened to them all.
Yeah.
So I'll go track by track just because like
How many are there?
18.
Oh my god. All right.
It's fine. I made sure not to dwell on any of them too long.
Okay.
Some of them are pretty short, I thought.
Okay.
The first one was they already released Champa's theme, but they released a updated version of it, which is pretty much the same theme, just with more lyrics inserted in. Essentially, like if the My Shadow Knows My Story is the chorus, there's verses, we'll call it. They basically slightly improved the theme I already really liked, so that one's really good, I thought. Then there's Nothing But Stars, which is the theme for the swirl.
Okay.
I wasn't feeling it the first time I heard it. I'm starting to come out on it a bit. I like Blake Christian's theme, his solo theme better. This one's okay, I thought.
Yeah.
Blood and Fire, new theme for Thunder Rosa. This one's fine. The lyrics are all right. You can hear the Hispanic influences, and the intro feels similar to her older themes, but it's hard to get into it when I don't care about her. And this one's fine. We have Ready Set Go, which is for Hyan and Maya World. Those are the two who replaced. They're this women's tag team that they've been using on Collision and ROH a bunch. They're the ones that remember when Tegan Knox and Alize walked out.
Yes.
These are the girls who replaced them, and now
right. Okay. You got me there.
Maya World just got a title match against Athena on ROH, which I heard good things about, so I might check it out.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about their work though, and again, they've been doing well since they got that opportunity because Knox and Alize were mad about it. So and they've been doing decently well. I heard. I haven't seen them wrestle really, but the theme's kind of like poppy and it's got some good energy to it, so I like it. It's not on the theme playlist yet, but it's one I could see myself coming around to.
Get like I put them on probation.
Yeah,
put it on the list.
It's a little there,
and see if you
honestly going through the album, got me like more interested in some of the ones that I hadn't really given a shot yet. Next one's Commodity, which is the Demands theme. I'm pretty sure they debuted this when we saw them at All Out. I'm pretty sure.
I have to believe you.
This is one that's been on TV for a while, so I was already familiar with it. I was surprised it wasn't released, so I'm glad it was here. I like it. It somewhat reminds me, the main riff somewhat reminds me of Ricochet's theme, which is good because I like that one. It's simple, but it fits the group, so this one's good. It's on the playlist.
Nice.
Then we got Here Come the Birds for the Brawling Birds. This one I didn't really pay much mind to when they debuted on TV, but my first listen to it being today, I found myself like bopping along to it a lot, so I thought it was pretty enjoyable. I like it. I think it got itself a playlist ad, so I thought that one was good. Then there's Rawhide, which is Davis and Doyle's theme. This one's super basic. It's got like that kind of like that 8-bit like like this bit that keeps going. It's really basic, but it's got like the slow, intimidating vibe that I think's perfect for them. Davis has been using it since Doyle got injured. Still, it's not very flashy or anything, but I think it just fits them perfectly, so I like it.
Cool.
There's Phoenix Agenda, which is Statlander's new theme, which I think this one I'm positive she debuted when we saw her All Out when she won the title.
Yep.
It was really random. The main like riff and like guitar whatever it is feels really reminiscent of her Alien days, which the Trons and her entrance seem to indicate as well. I like it. It's pretty catchy. And she tends to get good theme songs, so I like this one. Then Big Bill got a new theme, Escaped from Captivity. This one's fine, but didn't really interest me that much. Then there's Alabama Britannia for Adam Priest and Tommy Billington. Okay. They're on ROH. I was gonna write this one off as super generic, but I don't know. The guitar riff was super catchy, so I actually kind of end up liking it.
Okay.
And like sometimes the generic ones are good. Like Takeshita's theme is pretty generic, but I like it.
There's the odd generic one that's a banger. Yeah,
that one's good. This one we heard this week, which was Somebody Call These Dogs for the Dogs. This one's good. One of the stronger ones on the album. I think the dog grumbling intro sounds really cool. Like I said, not as good as the New Japan one, but it's got a perfect vibe for the Dogs, I think, and I like it.
They should have licensed Who Let the Dogs Out, no?
That would
Speaking of a perfect vibe.
That would have been terrible.
Anti-vibe.
We got Dolly Duro for Hechicero. I did pick up he had a new theme when he faced Moxley a couple weeks ago, so this is it.
Is he a champion somewhere right now?
He just beat Claudio for the CMLL title. Yeah.
Okay. So I did hear that. Okay.
This one has a lot more going for it than the generic thing you have before. It sounds like a cool like Spanish kind of rock song. I think it's kind of cool.
Cool.
Rule Power Greed. Roppongi Vice. Don't like it.
They should not invest a minute of time creating things for him.
It's Rocky Romero is actually rapping on this one too. It's not good. I don't think it's good. You should listen to it.
Who's a better rapper, Rocky Romero or Rusev?
Rusev, probably. Like the repetition of RPG in the course, this one just lacks anything to me. It's just so
I mean, that's on brand. Lacking anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then my favorite of the album is Sadistic Romance, which is Clark Connor's theme. I think it's great. I've already been listening to this one a lot. The match lighting, the eerie like voice at the beginning, which they add into the theme a bit. I think it's great. The guitar and everything fits like the Wildman vibe of him, I think. I wish they had kept this instrumental at first, but I think the lyrics actually do help fill this one out. Cool. I think this one's great. When I found out about the album, I was like, I hope they're releasing Connor's theme. I think I told you that too.
Yeah.
And then they released it. I think this one's the winner of the album for sure. Commander's new theme that was really generic, didn't care about that. Windsor's theme is fine, but I like the Brawling Birds theme better. Persephone's theme is also okay. It's not super interesting or catchy, so like it's not bad, but it just doesn't interest me. And then the Matriarchy also got a pretty generic but fitting heel theme. I forgot they existed because Nick Wayne is back, but he's on ROH.
That's easy to forget he exists.
So yeah, forgot about that group. Moving on to SmackDown, only one thing. It's why does Jelly Roll continue to be involved with WWE? Did not like his involvement on SmackDown. So the last couple of weeks we had, I think it was Miz TV, he had Jelly Roll come out and then Kate Wilson interrupted him, right?
Yeah.
So then Kate Wilson called him out last week and they've had a couple of segments. I knew where it was going. I didn't like it. I did like Kate Wilson being like calling him fat phobic and toxic for losing weight.
Yeah, that
was pretty funny because like Kate Wilson's great and people are loving him. It's just like they're obviously he's low carb, so they're not going to do a lot with him.
No.
Of course, it then had to lead to a match, which obviously Kit lost.
Of course.
Also, we got cursed by Danhausen. So
of course.
We just have people lose and we'll just blame it on Danhausen.
Right. That's his role.
I've seen though some people praise Kit for carrying this, which shocker. And someone even said like they didn't know he could go like that. So I'm glad this is getting people to recognize Kit because I don't think he's bad in the ring.
He's not bad.
So like if he's able to carry Jelly Roll to a decent match, good on him. I'm really happy for him. And I'm glad like some people can recognize him as more than an enhancement fodder with the best entrance in the game. But I think he's also too popular to be utilized to put over a so-called celebrity. Obviously, they're gonna do it anyways, and they did do it. But it's just like, I don't know. Like you have like this guy is so popular with everybody, and this is what you do with him. Which again, par for the course for them, but it still bothers me. And then Jelly Roll's ring attire is so terrible. It's like I don't know if you remember what he wore at SummerSlam, but it's that.
I don't remember.
Like, it looked like he's just like wearing like it looked like he stole Viscera's ring attire.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Something
Viscera
like
had
that,
some great ring attire.
And then we end the show with the big slow pull apart brawl for Randy and Cody, where they eventually get separated by all these officials and Jason Jordan. But then Jelly Roll's playing mediator.
Is he?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Because I guess he teamed with Orton that one time. The discourse only stops, like the whole brawl, the pull apart ends after Orton RKO's him. And then commentary to be like, RKO to Jelly. Which I'm sorry, that's just as bad as AEW having like call the Rizzler. Like, but people like when we complain about the celebrity involvement in WWE, people will be like, oh, but the Costco guys. But I still also make this point, and it's a good point. I don't like the Costco guys. However, Big Boom AJ was a trained wrestler, which is more than you can say for Jelly Roll, and they keep it on the pre-show.
That's what I was gonna say. They're going to make Jelly Roll a feature and whatever, whereas Cookie Man is on the 0 hour.
Yeah, he's on the 0 hour. We don't have to watch it. We do because we're watching this pre-show, but we don't have to watch it.
He's not featured by any means.
Like, meanwhile, Jelly Roll got a feature match teaming with Orton against McIntyre and Logan Paul, two featured guys at SummerSlam. And then now he's going to get like probably a Mania match. He gets a feature match on SmackDown against Kate Wilson, who's the top star.
Right.
And like, so the difference is night and day. And also Jelly Roll sucks. I don't think he's good. And then one more thing I wanted to mention is that we talked about the ratings for Dynamite, the viewership ratings. Different rating for SmackDown. They got a 1.62 on Cage Match, which is rated among the worst episodes of WWE TV ever produced, which is crazy. And like, I can't blame them, especially with the amount of wrestling you get for the amount of crap you're getting is crazy. I saw like this really clunky segment between Ripley and then Jade Cargill and her new baddies. That looked bad. Then
the new baddies that she's been feuding with forever, right?
Right, exactly. And then also people were unhappy about Melo losing the US title to Zayn, which like, I don't think the Sammy Hogan things are warranted, but doing things like this does not help him.
No.
It's like it's setting up Zayn versus Trick at Mania, which is a get because like we're gonna give Trick his first.
I'm happy for Trick. Yeah.
On Mania, which is cool, and I'm not against that, even though I don't love Trick.
Yeah.
I don't think the Zayn Trick feud needs it. My thing would have been to have them do a non-title match at Mania, get Trick a Mania win, then do Mello Dragunov for the US title since that's a money match.
Mm-hmm.
Have Mello retain, have Trick win, have Trick beat Mello. You could reignite that feud and have Trick beat Mello on like a PLE after like Backlash or something. Yes, that robs Trick of a Mania title win, but you still would get a Mania moment over Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I don't like the way they went about that. And like Mello's run wasn't terrible because he was featured, but like his run basically amounted to like 2K exhibition matches. I think he made 9 defenses in less than 100 days. So that's pretty impressive. But like it's all like it was like Gargano, El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr., Cardona, Dragunov twice, Nakamura once. Like not dissing any of them. It's just like it was just open challenge, open challenge, open challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Not like his feud really like did anything.
Yeah. It seems like they've
the US title is just an open challenge belt.
And they feel like it's a compliment because they're saying Mello's a good worker, but like we don't have to make stories for him, right? At this point,
Yeah,
just put him in matches nonstop.
So I mean, I'm not mad at SmackDown getting a low rating. It sucks.
I listen to people review it and read stuff, and generally it's not.
If I didn't have social media,
well
I would never know what's going on with SmackDown.
And I don't have social media, so that's why I don't know generally, unless I
case in point.
I have to put in effort to find out what's going on there. And I'm not usually willing, so that's how it works. All right, I think that's it for 297. All right, you are not home next week, right? Or are you?
No, yeah.
Okay. So we're talking about getting the worst stuff out there now that it's almost April. So you're back for Easter, so we'll be recording in person next week, which is always my preference. So that'll be nice to see you and record in studio with you. And until then, I guess we're going to wrap it up. Back for 298 next week. Come back, bring some friends along to listen. And until then, everybody, take care.